didn't get coffee yesterday. Got to be somewhere before. Mm. Morning. Wow, 33 people watching me. Hi, Nomadic Hustler. How are you? Good morning, everybody. I didn't know there's that many people here this morning. What is up, everyone? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Y'all, I still can't find my keys, honey. My keys are MIA. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday, Nomadic Hustler. I hope everybody can give me a thumbs up when you come in the room. Please give me a thumbs up. That helps people find my channel. That helps the trolls find me too. Ooh, y'all, what a night. What a night I had. Hope everybody's doing pretty good. I gotta find my key today. I have to. My key is missing. I can't find it. Don't know where it's at. The key is MIA. My key to my car. I have a spare, thank God, but I still feel some type of way that I can't find my original key, so I don't know. I gotta look for it. But how was everybody's Sunday? Did you guys have a great Sunday? Let me know what you guys did on Sunday. I went to church yesterday. I had a good time. I always have a good time in church. I had a good time. So if you guys don't know my story, I live in a homeless shelter in the U.S. I'm not going to keep saying my state. I can't say the state anymore. They're going to find me and all this stuff. So I live in the U.S. and I live in a homeless shelter inside the U.S. United States of America. People trying to find me. They're trying to dox my channel. People are so interested in what's going on, where I live, where the shelter is. So I got to be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more safe on my safe. I got to be on the safe side. You never know who's watching you. So, but good morning to everyone. Happy Monday. I just got some coffee, so I'm in a great mood. I'm in a really good mood. It's my day off, but I have some things that I need to do today. So that's what we are up to. Let me know what state you guys are watching me from. Put your state down, please. Put your state down. Place the state down. Hello. Put the state. Let me know where you're watching from. I left the shelter early today. My alarm clock went off at 5 a.m. And I was upset because the alarm went off and it was really loud. Really loud. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to wake the girls up. They're going to be mad at me. But nobody woke up and said anything. I mean, if they said something, they said it to themselves. So, but nobody woke up and freaked out, thank God. But I normally, I'm aware of, there's other women in the room sleeping too. So I try to have respect for them. I don't let alarms go off and I don't let my phone go off early in the morning, take phone calls. Some people, when they live in shelters, they don't care about the next person. Like, they don't care about their neighbor. They don't care about their bunkie. Like me, I do care. I don't want to draw attention. I don't want to draw attention to myself anyway. So when my alarm went off this morning, I was pretty pissed off. I was like, oh my God, no. But I see you guys leaving comments. I'm getting so many comments. I wake up to like more subscribers. Like, I thank you guys, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've started here. Like, I'm glad what I'm doing. I'm proud of myself for talking about this homeless epidemic that's going on here in America, and it's going on in other countries as well. But I believe that homeless people in America should always have access to a house, to housing, whether it's an apartment, extended stay, a hotel, something. Nobody should be left out in the cold. I don't care what the situation is. People shouldn't have a problem finding shelter, like finding housing. Even if you get those little sheds and put them on a certain community, like find land to put the sheds on to have people to live in. Like, everybody should have access to a roof over their head and a warm place to stay, regardless of what happened in their life. Like, people talk bad about homeless people so bad, and you don't even know their story of why they're homeless. And a lot of people that are comfortably living in these homes and living inside these big apartment buildings or your condo or whatever, y'all look down on homeless people. Homeless people are looked down on as drug addicts, and your own family judges you. Your own family do the same thing. They look down on you too. And I just be like, that has to stop. People have to stop being like that, because you don't never know what somebody's story is. What do you mean, where am I? I'm in the United States of America. That's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. Yep. U.S. I'm in the U.S. Where are you? Where are you? What part of the map are you? Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I got 28 people watching me. Can I get some more thumbs up? Can you guys just run those thumbs up, please? I appreciate it. Because when you run the thumbs up, that helps people find my channel. So I thank you guys. We talk about homelessness over here. I talk about my experience living in a homeless shelter here in America. It is not for the weak. It almost reminds me of like being in prison, even though I've never been in prison before. Being in a homeless shelter is not for the weak. It's not for the weak. It's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle every day, but I take advantage. I do what I have to do. I work what I have to work to get to where I need to get to. So, Fresno, hello from Fresno. How are you today? Fresno sounds like a nice place. Fresno sounds like a nice place. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody that's coming into the room. Hello. I hope everybody gave me a thumbs up by now. If you guys are able to share my story, share it with someone who needs it. Share it with someone that you know that may be battling with homelessness as well. The homeless shelters nowadays, there's not really a lot of help with housing. A lot of the times you're going to have to find your own. Like, I was unhoused due to an eviction. I was evicted due to violating my lease. So mine's had nothing to do with non-payment of rent or anything like that. It was just a lease violation. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get into no details about that because I got to be careful of what I say, and I just have to be very careful because more people are finding me, and people are literally trying to find out like where my shelter is, and it's really none of your business because I would never tell. And people try to ask me, well, what state are you in? Well, what county are you in? Like, why would I tell y'all that? Why would I say that? I gotta protect myself. I gotta protect myself. But I'm always going to be here talking about it. So if your ears are sensitive towards like homeless issues, this is not the channel for you because that's all I talk about over here. Homeless this, homeless that. This is what I went through last night. This is what I went through in the shelter the other day. I just talk about that. And if you guys want to know any stories, like anything deeper about my issues of homelessness and me living with family members and that not working out, or me living with a friend of mine and that not working out, you have to go watch my videos. You gotta watch my videos. If you want to know why I was evicted, you gotta go watch my videos. Because when I run a live stream, I'm just, talking off the dome piece. I'm talking off whatever's in my mind. And every day that I wake up and throughout the day, I just continue to get more and more subscribers. People be subscribing, and I thank you guys for that. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. I got out of the shelter early this morning. I didn't want to be in nobody's way because I live in a shelter now and they have kids there. So I wanted to get up, get in the bathroom, get out the way, brush my teeth, and just get out here because I got some things that I have to do on Mondays. So I got to get out and get things done because today's my last day off. So I got to go back to work tomorrow, which is fine. I think I have 2 9 to 5s, which works out for me. I don't mind going to work. I've been working since I've been homeless, so I've always had a job. I do have a job. Some people come here and say, well, you need to go to work. Like, not even knowing my story, but I know that they are trolls. The trolls are the ones that think they know everything about me. I mean, you got to watch my videos if you want to know certain things. I have a playlist there. So go check out the playlist if you guys want to know anything, like anything that's a little bit deeper. Because some questions and some things that people ask, I really don't answer them in a live stream. I just figure like you have to go watch my videos and find it for yourself. That helps me out in so many different ways. It helps me out. Sorry, I had to cover up my phone because the police is out here. The police is out here. Why you stereotype people? Not everyone thinks of homeless like you said. I'm not stereotyping anybody. I'm in Newport News, Virginia, and it's beautiful. Yeah, it was nice weather out here yesterday too. I don't stereotype anybody. I simply talk about my experience. So if you think me talking about my experience is stereotyping, that's fine. That's fine. You think and say whatever you want. I don't stereotype anybody. I talk about the things that I see. So if you think that's stereotyping, well, that's your choice. I've been getting a lot of trolls saying a lot of crazy stuff to me, and I really don't care. But a lot of the times I do. I am going to speak back to you. I'm not going to just let somebody come in here and say what they want to say to me. I'm going to fight. I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight back, baby. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, don't worry about them and all this stuff. But some people need to be put in their place because how dare you? How dare you? Especially when you come over here talking about something that you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, get a life. Get a life. I'm the one that's living in the homeless shelter. I am seeing the things that I see. And the things that I see, I'm going to talk about it. So if people don't like that, this ain't the place for you. This gym is kind of dark in the This is not the place for you if you think I'm talking about people and stereotyping and all this stuff. Don't come over here. Don't come over here. You don't like you sensitive to homeless people, you sensitive to homeless topics, don't come over here. Just don't come here. That's all. It's very simple. It's a very simple thing. Don't come here. Hello from Newport News. What everyone doing today in Newport News, Virginia? Y'all, I lost my keys yesterday and I still have not found them yet. Oh, life is life. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the chat. How are you? How are you? How was everybody? How was y'all Sunday? Yesterday I had went to a taco truck and I had got some tacos yesterday for dinner and they were good. They were really, really yummy. They were really, really yummy. It looked like it was snowing out here earlier today. It felt like snow. Hanging in there. I know you. I know it, Ebony. How you doing, sis? I think a lot of us are just hanging in there, right? Happy Monday, though. I got out the shelter today. I got out early. I was like, let me get up early. I'm starting to feel like I'm in the other shelter, just getting up early, starting my day. I just like to be out of everybody's way. You know what I mean? So last night, I'm going to tell y'all what happened last night when I went in. What time did I go in last night? I guess I went in the shelter last night. It was probably like around 9 something. Because when I got out of church, I got out of church around like 1 something. And then after that, I went to go to the taco truck. I had to go get some money out from Wawa. And then after the tacos, I sat and ate my tacos for like an hour. And I think I was on live stream for an hour. And I was talking to the subscribers and everything. And after that, I went and sat in the parking lot. And I sat in the parking lot for maybe like 2 hours. And then I was like, well, let me head back to the shelter because I'm tired. I really just want to lay down and rest. You know what I'm saying? I had a long day. I wanted to take my makeup off, wash my face, use the bathroom and just get in the bed and relax and just look at YouTube videos. So I went back to the shelter and turned the corner to my room. I'm room number 3. Why is there a girl inside my door just hanging inside the door? Like she was at the door, hanging onto the door, talking to a girl in my room. So I'm just like pissed off, immediately pissed off. So I like had to walk past her and I'm like, this is my room. Why are you here? Like, if you want to hang out with somebody and you want to talk to a girl that's in the room laying in bed, you need to take your behind out there to the day room and go talk to your friends. Talk to your friend out there. Why are you hanging in my door to a room that I live in and you're hanging inside the door? Like, I was so pissed off. And she stayed there for maybe another hour or so. And I'm over there standing by a dresser, like, putting stuff in my bag, just fixing up my bed or whatever. And she's sitting there talking to the other girl, but she got her eyes staring at me. And I got my back towards them, mind you. And I'm just so pissed off, like, sis, there's a day room out there. Why don't you go socialize out there with your little friends? So I was so pissed off yesterday. I wanted to say to her, like, do you mind taking this conversation, like, somewhere else? Because I'm over here. Like, I live in this room. So I don't know if these two girls, if they were lovers, they could have been lovers. I don't know. I don't know. But it was very weird and strange, because when I had went to the door, the girl kind of act like, I didn't say excuse me. I didn't say nothing to her. I just looked at her like, excuse me. I didn't say anything come out of my mouth, but I looked at her like I wanted to say excuse me. But I'm not saying excuse me, sis. This is my room. This ain't your room. But these are the type of things that you're going to deal with in shelters. You're going to have to, you got to make space for other people. And it's going to be people all over the place. And this shelter apparently is like, there's like, the girls are kind of just doing whatever the heck they want to. You wake up early in the morning and you have a girl cursing another girl out, threatening to beat her up at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're cursing and wanting to fight. But I'm like, wow, whoever runs this place, they're not really doing a great job at running it, But I'm going to get what I need to get out of it, and then I'm going to get out. And I can guarantee you in my life, you will never, ever catch me being homeless again. Ever. If I got to live in a doghouse, I'm going to live in a doghouse. Never again. Because homeless shelters suck. Like, at least I can say about the other homeless shelter I was at, that shelter was more in order. It was organized. The way that they ran it, it was very organized. Because they would kick you out if you looked at them wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, because I was kicked out of the shelter. So, yeah. But, it was kind of the best thing that ever happened to me. Good morning. How you doing, Prophet? How you doing? What's going on? If you guys are new here, hello. Thank you guys for your subscription. Every day I see people subscribe. Every day I see people send me love and support through my Cash App. I'm very appreciative. Just to let you guys know, I never ask for money. So I don't want people thinking this is a platform where I'm up here begging, because I don't beg. But I appreciate you guys. I see y'all. People are coming in here for this journey that I'm on of, homelessness and eviction and shelter hopping. This is my second shelter that I've been in. I've been in the shelter life now for about almost 3 months. So I did come off the streets. I was living in my car before I went into the shelter I stayed in my car for like 33 days, but that was 33 days in the summertime. So it was summer. I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't cold. I wasn't cold. So that's my story, man. I live with family. I live with family twice. I live with a niece of mine, and then I end up moving in with a friend, a person that I thought was a friend. And I just learned that I can't live with anybody. Like I can't be in the same living quarters with another person. So, good morning. How you doing? Hi, Michelle. Hi, Prophet. Hi, Ebony. PPP fans. What is going on with everyone? Ebony. Russell, are you guys getting ready for work this morning? I got my coffee, y'all. I'm at the gym, really just sitting out here trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I still haven't found my key, so I guess I better try to figure out where that is, right? But it's a Monday. I'm off today. I have some things I have to do. So I'm going to get everything that I got to do out of the way. Just get things out of the way because I'm going back to work tomorrow. So I'm getting ready for that. I had a little debacle last night at the homeless shelter. This girl was hanging out in my room a little bit too long. She didn't sleep in my room, but it was one of those girls that she was in there talking to. And I'm just like, y'all should not be allowed to be in my space. Like, this is my room. If you want to go to someone's room, go hang out in your room. Let your room be the hangout. This room right here is not the hangout room. And I don't know who to report it to, because I don't know I don't know how the staff is going to react. They might turn around and tell the girl what I said, and now I got more problems. So I'm trying to stay low key. I'm trying to keep my damn mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Because when I walked to my room yesterday and she was in there, I gave her a look like, I'm not going to say excuse me because you in my space. This is my room. I'm not going to say excuse me. Why are you in my door? She was hanging out in my door, and she was just hanging on the door the whole time. And she stayed there literally for a whole hour. The door was open, and she's hanging at the door. Like, she's at the doorknob, hanging on the door, talking to this girl that's laying in the bed. And apparently the girl that's laying on the bed is supposed to be moving, so I'm happy about that, too. So I'm like, oh, great. I love when I see a girl leaving. But then the downside, when the girl leaving, that means somebody else going to be coming eventually. But I just feel like the girls in the homeless shelter, they have no respect for other women's privacy. They're loud. Like yesterday, I was in the shower and these two girls was out in the hallway and they were like ready to fight. I want to beat your ass. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm just like, sis, at 8 o'clock in the morning, you talking about fighting somebody? Like, girl. 8 o'clock in the morning, y'all up here trying to fight. I mean, who has the time or the energy for that? So I just talk about my experience being homeless, guys. And if anybody, I have a lot of people here that say that they're homeless now, and I'm homeless now, or I've been homeless in the past, or some people come here and tell me their testimony of being homeless, being homeless for so many years. Like, we all out here going through something, man. I'm just going to talk about my situation. You know what I'm saying? So some people come here and they feel like I'm talking about the girls at the shelter. Why are you talking about them behind their back? I'm like, talking about who behind their back? I'm talking about my experience. I talk about the things that I see in the shelter that need to change. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with someone speaking up and talking about the things that happen in these homeless shelters, the donations that come through, the things that people donate to us that we never see, we never get, because guess what? The staff members steal stuff. The staff members steal stuff, and they think that we don't know that. And I'm not really per se talking about this shelter because I'm still fairly new at this location, but the staff, they be getting donations from people, like nice stuff, nice socks, nice blankets, nice coats, nice this, and half the stuff we never see because a lot of the staff members that run those places, they steal it right off the top. Half the stuff that's donated, we don't even never see. We never see half the stuff. Because the staff members that they hire to run these places, a lot of those staff members are crappy people. Some of them be treating us like we're nobodies. They treat us because they know we're in a situation that we don't want to get kicked out. So I'm not going to say we, I'm going to say me. I stay out of the staff's face. I don't look at y'all as someone that's my friend or my buddy or my pal. I just stay there for the time being. I'm not in there kissing nobody's behind. I'm not kissing your butt. But some of the staff members I learned at this new shelter, I see the energy between the staff members and the girls. See, I'm very visual. I watch everything. You go to a staff member and complain about somebody, them staff members be real messy, and they'll go tell the girl that you're complaining about. They'll let her know what you said. And then the girl that I'm talking about want to fight, and she mad at me. Now she want to be mean to me, but I stay low key. I stay out of everything. I don't want to be involved in none of this crap y'all got mixed up in here. Because I'm too busy trying to get myself out of this situation. This homeless stuff is no joke. When the homeless shelter puts you out in the streets, they put you out for whatever reason, you got to find another shelter to get into. And luckily, I was able to find a shelter to get into. So I'm grateful for that. Grateful for that. Good morning. How are you doing? Good morning to everybody. I see 18 people here watching me. I hope I can get 18 thumbs up. That would be amazing, you guys. That would be so amazing if I can get to 18 thumbs up. But I come here and I just talk about homelessness. I talk about my journey of loss. My journey of loss, of losing everything, of having to get up early in the morning just to avoid. Like, it's two comparisons from the shelter that I was at versus the shelter that I'm in now. This shelter that I'm in now is kind of like, they don't care what you do in there. Some of them girls be in the shelter sleeping all day. That's what the staff member told me on my first day. I was like, do we have to get up and leave by a certain time? Because some shelters force you out by like 5:30 in the morning. You got to be out. They kick you out in the street. Or the shelter that I came from, you either go in the street and do whatever you do in the street, take care of your business, try to find a job or whatever. You're supposed to be doing something productive. So the other shelter that I was at, they would put you out. I think it was by 6:30 after breakfast was over. You would have to leave. You either have to go into the streets and go to the welfare building, do whatever, go to work, or they would have you in a day room. And there was a day room that just had a table and some hard behind chairs in that you could sit in for most of the day. You can't go back to your room until like, 8:30 at night? 8:30, 9 o'clock at night? That's the only time that we're able to go back into our sleeping quarters. That was at the other shelter. This shelter right here, child, they'll let the girls sleep all day. And I was like, well, wow, you let people sleep all day? How are they trying to help themselves? If they sitting here sleeping all day, how are they trying to get back out into society to make something happen? I'm thinking this shelter, y'all shouldn't allow people. Y'all should, maybe the people that work a job, that's okay. But for the girls that's around there that's not working, you shouldn't be able to sleep in your bed all day long. That's not helping your life. That's not helping your situation. Because even some of the mothers with kids, they lay in bed all day with their kids and they mad at the kid because the kid want to get up. Like, y'all have to get out here and show these women you got to get back out into life, because sitting around, laying around, flopping every day is not going to help your life get better. You got to get out here every day and go for it. You got to get out here every day and hustle and go for it, man. One thing I'm not a hopeless person. I know I'm going to get something eventually at some point in time. My life going to change, but I'm the one that has to change it. I can't expect somebody else to come into my life and, hey, fix my life for me. That sounds all good and dandy, right? I got to fix my life for myself. So I just bring awareness. I bring awareness to the homeless epidemic, because it's definitely an epidemic out here. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's the hardest thing that I ever had to go through in my life, being homeless and not having my family the way I need my family. But I keep going every day. I keep my head up and I keep going, because I know that God got me, right? As long as I'm doing the right thing, God is going to take care of me. God is going to provide. But we can't ask God for things that we're not willing to work on ourselves. God is not going to just lay a platter out for me and say, here. He can make the way safe for me. He can make the way safe and clear. He could provide. He can open up doors for me to run into the right people that I need in my life to help me. That's what God can do. But if you're not doing the work, we can't pray and ask God for a damn thing. Good morning, Rhonda. You were up and out early. Yeah, I had to get out of the shelter early this morning, child. I had my alarm clock for 5 a.m. and I just wanted to get out because, girl, last night it was crazy in there. I went to my room last night. What time did I get to the shelter? I went to the shelter last night. It could have been 8 something, almost 9. And I went to my bedroom and I see that my door is open and there's a girl from another room hanging on my door. So I'm just like, I'm looking at her, like walking past. I ain't say excuse me or nothing. I'm not saying excuse me to anything. You know why? Because this is my bedroom. You're in my space. So I just looked at her. She looking at me and I'm looking at her. I'm not saying excuse me, baby. This is my room. What are you doing here? So she hanging out in my doorway talking to a girl that's laying in the bed. She just hanging in the door, like, not, you know, I'm not saying excuse me. This is my room. The heck? So if you want to talk to somebody, you need to go talk to somebody out there in that day room. That's what the day room is for. But that's the reason why staff need to get up off their behinds and get off their phones and actively walk around and see what's going on. If it's not your room, you shouldn't be in there. If it's not your room, you shouldn't be in there. Because that's causing a distraction for the other women that's in the room and they want to lay down and relax. Why are you hanging in between my door talking to another girl? If you want to talk to that girl that's laying in her bed, you and that girl need to go out to the day room and have your conversation out there. Not in the middle of my door, hanging in the middle of my door, and I got to walk past you because this is my room. I was so pissed off last night. And she stayed in that door for like an hour talking to this girl. It could have been an hour and a half. So I'm in there like ready to put my pajamas on, you know what I'm saying? Take my clothes off and stuff like that. Put my pajamas on. All I had to do was take off my, you know, my top and stuff. But I shouldn't do that while you sitting here with my door open. That's rude. I didn't even want to go to the bathroom because if I had to go to the bathroom, I had to walk past her. I think there's like a certain amount of respect that you have to show for somebody's room. Like, this is my room. And yeah, these are my roommates. Okay, you're talking to the girl. You and the girl need to carry your conversation somewhere else because there's people that want to rest in here. But that's what I go back and I say about the staff members. They should be walking around and seeing what's going on in that homeless shelter instead of being up there doing whatever they do, which it looks to be much of nothing. So yeah, I left early this morning because I didn't want to be in the riffraff. A lot of the kids are going to be getting up, getting ready for school, and I didn't want to be in nobody's way. So I was like, let me get up early, y'all. I might be going back to the same old thing I was doing at the other shelter, just getting up extra early and getting out the way. You know what I mean? I just felt like I needed to get out of the way. I said, let me get out the way. Let me get out of everybody's way this morning. So I was like, let me start my day early. And I wanted to come to the gym, and I'm just sitting out here at the gym, but I don't think I'm going to work out until later. I'm still trying to find my my car keys that I had yesterday. I can't find those. My car keys are still MIA. But I had a good Sunday yesterday. I can't complain. I had people in here trying to dox me. Like, people are trying to find like my location. Somebody left me a message yesterday. Like, yeah, they're asking you these certain questions because they're trying to find out where you're at. And I do have a particular person that's always kind of asking me, like, what state, what town are you in? Like, why would I tell you the town that I'm in? Does that even sound right? Does that even sound right for a strange person to ask me, trying to narrow down what town are you in? What does it matter? What does it matter? You're not going to find my location. I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not no first time YouTuber. I've been on YouTube for what, 15 years? People really be sitting up here trying to find out where I'm at. Like, where are you? Oh, I'm going to call it. People say they're going to call the homeless shelter and let them know that I have a YouTube channel. Like, it's not illegal for me to have a YouTube channel. You know that? It's not illegal what I'm doing. This is not illegal. From Australia. Hello. Priscilla, how are you? From down under. I do watch a guy from Australia. I watch people from all over the country. But how you doing? Welcome to my channel. I talk about homelessness here in America. That's what I talk about on my channel because I am a homeless woman and I live in America. So I just continue to talk about the epidemic of homelessness and the things that I go through living in a shelter, which I'm grateful to be at. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to be at the shelter. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. But I do talk about my experience at the shelter and things that I go through, things that I see, things that I hear. I come on here and I talk about it. Yeah, the things that I see with my own two eyes, the things that I hear in my head, I come on here and I talk about it. I come on here and talk about it every single day. I'm always here every day. I'm always on a live stream. I do like 2 live streams a day. Pretty much about 2, I would say about 2 live streams I do a day. But I love YouTube. I love making content. I love, communicating, talking to people all over the world and just talking about, this epidemic, because it's definitely an epidemic that's happening. And it's not just happening here. It's happening in other countries as well, this homeless thing. And, people living on the streets, people living in their cars, people living with family members, and people just living these lifestyles, trying to get back on their feet. And it's not enough money out there that we're making to even pay bills half the time. So it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle that needs to be talked about more. But when you're living homeless and you're in the summertime, it's a little bit easier to live homeless in the summertime, because I did live in my car for 33 days before I, when I was living with a girlfriend of mine and she ended up asking me, kicking me out. I went to go live in my car and I stayed in my car in the summertime for 33 days. And living homeless in the summertime is a lot easier than living homeless when it gets cold like it is now. Good morning, everyone. Everything is going to be all right. Keep your head up. Watching you from St. Thomas, U.S., Virginia Island. Hello. Yes, you're right, Rudolph. It's going to be okay. You've experienced homelessness, Priscilla. How long were you homeless, if you don't mind me asking? Stay safe there before and a drug addict. Okay. Thank you. And yes, I know what you do. What do you mean you know what I do, Priscilla? So that's what I do. I just talk about the homelessness. Yeah, it's pretty bad in Aus as well. Yeah, the homelessness is bad in Australia too. Yeah, I know it's all over the place. It's all over. Well, a little time I was pregnant at the time. Okay. How long were you homeless, Priscilla? I always like to hear everybody else's testimony, because people always tell me, like, some people come here and say, hey, I'm homeless right now. Some people say I was homeless years ago and I have a house now. And I know my situation this is just a time that I'm living in right now. It's not going to be like this forever, because guess what? I'm doing the work to get out of this situation. I'm doing the work. I get up every day. I keep a positive mindset. I don't sit here and say, whoa, me, whoa, me. Whoa, me, I'm being picked on. No, I put myself in this situation for sure. I took accountability for any actions that I have made. Anything that I've done wrong, I've already accepted that. I've already said, wow, I probably shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? So I don't sit up here and have my hand out thinking that people are going to just give me things because, I put myself in this situation. When you're homeless, there are a group of homeless people that probably, unfortunate situations, but a lot of us have gotten into situations like this due to our own actions. So I always say my story. I tell my story and I say, hey, I put myself here. You know what I'm saying? I did. I put myself in this situation. So I've taken accountability for my actions and things that I've done in my life that probably wasn't so pleasing to God. I've done some things. I'm not perfect. But guess what? I'm cleaning myself up now, making myself better for my future, because I'm not doing nothing but getting older. I'm not doing nothing but getting older. I'm not getting younger. And life get, when you're homeless and stuff, and as you get older out here, it's harder. I see homeless people that's in their 50s, homeless people that's in their 60s, homeless senior citizens. That's hard to watch. You got homeless people that that's in wheelchairs. I see it all, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when you have to see a senior citizen on crutches with one leg that's homeless, living in the streets, living in the cold streets. It's sad. It's sad to see that stuff. I don't want to see that. But I feel like social services and programs need to be helping the seniors. They need to be helping the veterans. They're not helping half of these people. And I know it's so many people but it's so much money in America. I don't care what nobody say. It's money here in America. They just don't care about the homeless. And I'd rather you help a senior before you even help me. Help a senior, help a person that has a disability. Help them before you help me. See, when you out here in these streets and you see all these homeless people and stuff, when you see a homeless person that's sitting in a wheelchair, that breaks my heart. I'm like, damn, I wish I could help you. I really wish I could, but I can't even help myself at this point. But these are the type of people, you see these type of homeless people out here every single day, and it breaks my heart, man. A senior citizen, you see people in their 70s and 80s out here homeless in the streets, needing someone. I'd be like, damn, the first thing I think about, and people think about when they see me, like, where's your family? My family don't care. My family's living their own lives. They're not worrying about me. But one day I know I'm not going to be in this situation. One day I know this is going to be a thing of the past, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to be like, damn, I made it through that season. I made it through that dark season in my life, because it's a dark season. When you're homeless, that's a dark season in your life. But I know I won't be like this forever, though. I know that God has a plan for my life. I know that things are going to get better. I know that. There's nothing that nobody can say to me to make me go run and cry in the corner and feel bad. Hey, I'm homeless, and it is what it is. It is what it is. So who knows? I'm placed in this situation. I'm maybe supposed to help somebody. Yep. I take this as a learning experience. Everything is going to work out. Everything is going to work out for me. It is, because I'm headstrong. I'm not giving up. Some days I feel like, I feel a little down and out. I might shed a few tears like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm living this. But at least I'm in a shelter and I'm warm. I was warm last night. I wasn't cold. I wasn't stuck out in the cold, thank God. Some people are out here living in these cold streets every night, fighting people, When you're in the streets, you just, especially being a woman, women deal with so much on the streets being homeless. They get harassed by men all day and just all types of stuff. Because nobody cares about the homeless population. And a lot of people do care. So I'm not going to say nobody cares, but a lot of people do care. But it's just sometimes you can't. There's nothing that somebody can do because they're so busy trying to take care of themselves. So I talk about that. I bring awareness to the situation because it's definitely an epidemic. It's a situation that we're going through. And it's hard. It's tough. But you can make it through. Even if you find yourself homeless, you're going to be all right. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Don't walk out here looking like you're fearful, because when you look fearful, that's when people are going to try to take advantage of you. You have to be aware. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your neighbors. When you live in a homeless shelter, you kind of got to carry yourself like it feels like you're in jail. You know what I'm saying? The girls, some of them trying to be aggressive towards you. They try to bully you around and everything, but they don't mess with me. Because I don't look like the kind of person to put up with the crap. So they don't really bother me like that. But you're not going to have any privacy. When you're in a homeless shelter, there's no such thing as privacy, honey. All that privacy stuff, go right out the window. There's no such thing as privacy in a homeless shelter, baby. The only private moment you can get inside a homeless shelter is maybe when you go to the bathroom. When you go to the bathroom or probably take a shower, that's probably the most privacy you'll ever find in a shelter. So, but I'm not complaining. It's not bad. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? But God is good. God has been keeping me and watching over me, man. It's been 2 years. In January, it has been 2 years since I've been homeless. 2 freaking years, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey in itself. But regardless, I'm still grateful. Every day I'm grateful to God that, you know, I woke up, I can walk, I can talk, I have activity of my limbs. Like God is providing. I'm able to go to work every day. I still have my job. You know, when you're homeless and you don't have a job or you don't have income, that is so hard. Yeah, I'm working homeless. No, it's not the result of job loss. I was evicted from my apartment like 2 years ago. Not due to non-payment of rent. It was through a lease violation. I violated my lease. And I was evicted through lease violation. And that happened about 2 years ago. So I've been out here. I've been homeless. I was in a homeless shelter like 2 months ago. Well, no, it hasn't been 2 months ago. I was in another shelter like a week or so ago, and I was kicked out of that shelter. So now I'm in a new homeless shelter, and I just talk about my story. Yep, through eviction. And that's another thing. When you suffer an eviction could make it harder for you to find another place. And that sucks too. But, you know, I believe in God. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe that God is going to place me where I need to be placed at. And I believe that I'm going to be okay. I believe, and I know I'm going to be okay. My faith is strong that I know that God is going to carry me through this season of my life, of hardships and struggle, loneliness and loss. Yes, it gets lonely out here when you don't have any family around from day to day to love on you, support you, help carry you through. Is very hard because you're out here with the cold world of people. And when you're dealing with people like strangers, most strangers don't give a crap about you. You know, so it gets hard. But I make it through. Like, I don't come on here crying like, oh my God, my life sucks, nobody cares. Like, I just keep going, sis. I keep going, and I try to keep a positive mindset literally every day. I keep going. I'm not going to, there might be a day in a week where I'm just like over this crap. And sometimes I get tired. I say, yo, I'm tired of being homeless. I'm tired of dealing with this, but at least I have a shelter to live at. You know what I mean? I'm tired of being around these other women that don't know how to act like women. Some of them act like animals. They're in there fighting and like Bad Girls Club #2. That's the type of stuff you see in these shelters. The girls that want to fight and like, come on, ain't y'all supposed to be here to try to find housing, not fist fight. I was in the shower yesterday and the 2 girls was out there in the hallway talking about what they was going to do to each other, beat each other up. And I'm just like, aren't y'all here to try to find housing? Aren't we all here for one reason, to try to find housing? But that goes about the staff members. The staff members that run those shelters and stuff, they don't care. So the girls are off the hook because of the staff members. The people that run the place, they don't care. But it's definitely a difference from this shelter versus the other shelter that I used to be in. So it's definitely a difference. The other shelter was like a quote unquote a Christian based shelter. This shelter right here is kind of like you do whatever you do in this one, you know what I mean? I think I found my keys. I hope I did. They better be. No, that's not it. Every time I think I found them, I didn't. But the other shelter was supposed to be like a Christian. Oh, I did find my keys. I found them. Oh my God. I'm so happy. God is good, isn't he? They fell between the cracks of my chair. I was like, no, I do not want to go buy me another set of keys, honey. I don't have the money like that. I found my keys, y'all. I'm excited. Y'all know when y'all go into the crevices, the cracks of your chair, like in your car, you just find so much stuff. You find your makeup, you find your lip gloss, you find everything you need to find. But yeah, man, when you come over here, I'm talking about the homeless epidemic in America, letting you guys know. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and shoot your shot. shoot your shot, shoot your shot, shoot your shot, shot, shoot your shot. Priscilla's laughing at me. Y'all just try to have a good time, man. And it's funny because, like, I have family and everything, but my family don't help. They're not helping me in my journey. And I'm not saying that they have to. It would be nice if they did. But I get more love and support from strangers than I get from my own family people. And that's hurtful. You know what I mean? I get more love and support from people that... I get more love and support from my YouTube family. You know, I built something here, and there's a lot of people watching me, and a lot of encouragement, a lot of love, a lot of virtual hugs, and people keep telling me, like, look, keep your head up, girl. You're doing a great job, and this helps encourage me, you know what I mean? And I'm glad that I'm a YouTuber anyway, because I was always meant, because I was sitting in my car. When I was homeless in my car, I stayed in my car in the summertime. I think it was around July, August. I stayed in my car, and something said, turn on your camera. Something was saying, turn your camera on and talk about what you're going through. And I was in my car sleeping. I had woke up one morning, and something just said, turn on your camera and talk about this incident, because it needs to be talked about. Show what's going on. You don't have to share everything in your life, but you need to share your journey. Share what's happening, because there's a lot of people talking about it, but a lot of people that say that they're homeless, they're not homeless. Some of them aren't homeless. Some of them just want to, you know, get some views and all that stuff. And I'm not here for views. I'm not here to, oh, I'm going to make a YouTube check one day. Yes, I did see it was weird that I saw something on my, I saw an ad on one of my videos. So I don't know. But I saw an ad on one of my videos. So I don't know if, like, some ads are just finding its way on my videos. I didn't put any ads on any of my videos. Good morning. How you doing? In my car, just waking up. Do you sleep in your car too? You sleep in your car? But I was in my car in the summertime, and I stayed in my car for like 33 days, but something was telling me to, like, turn your camera on and share your journey with the world. And I'm not, like, an embarrassed person anyway. I don't get embarrassed very easily. I'm not, like, ashamed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my situation. I'm not ashamed of what I'm going through. No, I do not go to work and talk about this situation. I wish they had security in that shelter. The shelter, they have staff members. They're not like security guards, but they're staff members that's supposed to be watching over us and making sure that we're safe. And a lot of the staff be sleeping. They sleep in the office, especially at night shift. They're sleeping. So they're not watching us the way that they should be. Because if they were watching us like they should be in the shelter, a lot of the girls wouldn't be doing a lot of stuff that they're doing. I'm in Dallas now, leaving for the East Coast. Oh, you're a truck driver, right? But yeah, there's no security. I wish they had a security guard there, but when you have a security guard in a place like a shelter, first of all, they have to pay for that. So they probably don't want to do that. So they hire staff members to, the staff members are supposed to be looking after us, making sure that we're okay. They should be doing a room check at least every 30 minutes to an hour. They don't do that. Like I said last night, when I went to my room, there was a girl hanging inside the door to my room. She was like, my door was open and she was in the room, like in the crack of the door, talking to a girl. And I'm just like, if the staff member was doing their job, this right here shouldn't be going on. Because that right there could cause problems for me, because I'm kind of pissed off. Like, why are you in my room talking to her? Like, I don't have a problem with the fact that you're talking to another girl, but I have a problem with the fact that you're in my room and I'm coming in here to try to relax for the night, put my pajamas on and lay in my bed and relax and look at my phone or find a movie on Netflix or something. And I have to walk past you in my door, in my room, like this is my room. I'm figuring if you want to talk to that girl, go to the day room and talk to her. If staff members were doing their job, that girl shouldn't be in the hallway in the middle of my room like that, because that right there could cause a fight. I'm not saying I would fight, but I'm just saying that certain girls, other girls, wouldn't put up with that, because they'd be like, excuse me, what are you doing here? Like, you need to go somewhere else. Like, yeah, go somewhere else with that. I think it's just a matter of respect. That's a matter of respect. Just came from Los Angeles. Okay, that's not a professional staff to be sleeping. Yeah, they be sleeping at nighttime. The staff that, the night shift staff, you walk up to the desk and they knocked out. Sitting there on the chair sleeping. I need Florida. I need Florida weather. Orlando, here I come. Yeah. I wish I could be a traveler while I'm homeless. I would really help my anxiety. Yeah, I wish I could go on the road too. My life is not set up like that, and like I said, I don't tell everything about what's going on in my, like, every little detail and stuff like that. But um I would love to go on the road and travel. Like, if I was set up and had that type of job where, like, you could do, I know a black chick that she's a traveler. Her name is Nomadic Introvert. And I'm an introvert too, in a way. You know what I'm saying? So I am an introvert. But I watch this black woman. She's an introvert, but she travels the country. She goes from state to state. She goes out of the country too. But she has like she has a car. She has a camper van. But now I think she's like traveling. She's on the airplane travel, so she's in another. I think she's in another country right now. But she goes to different states and hikes. She just lives a great life, right? I think she's a retired veteran, and she had sold her apartment because she wanted to just live that nomadic life where she would do times where she sleep in her car. She would go get her camper van and travel with that. And sometimes she'll jump on trains and travel. Yeah. You live in her name is Nomadic Introvert. She's a black woman, really nice lady, but she travels in her car. Sometimes she'll travel in her camper van. She'll get on an airplane and travel from different countries. She'll go to different countries. She'll travel on a train. So she does a lot of stuff, but she lives an open life. Like, I would love to live that life. But if you live in that life, you have to have yourself set up where maybe you're making a lot of money on YouTube. You're able to. So she makes pretty good money on YouTube, because I think now she has like 200 or 300,000 subscribers. So a lot of people are subscribed to her, and she doesn't have like any type of drama going on her channel. There's no drama happening with her, and she just be all over the place. And I'm like, damn, I wish I could live that life. You know what I mean? I wish I could live that life and just travel and just be to myself. You know what I'm saying? Make money on the road. And you can, but you got to set yourself up in a certain way. I'm not doing the winter. I'm in Dallas. Yeah, the winter sucks. Winter sucks. Winter sucks when it gets cold. Like, it's fall now, but black people consider fall to be winter. This is winter. When it's cold, it's winter to us. So, but y'all, I'm happy I found my key. Thank God. I found my key. Thank God. Yeah, I'm at the gym, but I don't think I'm gonna go to the gym until later. We going to the gym later this afternoon. So I got some things that I need to do and get out the way. But I had a good Sunday yesterday. Did y'all have a good Sunday yesterday? The sun is coming out. Yay. The sun is coming out. I am familiar with her channel, but I am not sub to her. Oh, Nomadic Introvert. Yeah, she's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. Nomadic Introvert. You should subscribe. She got a pretty. If you say, Rhonda, that you would like to live that life of travel on the road, you should watch her. You should subscribe to her, because she got a lot of nice stuff going on over there. And I think she's a retired veteran, so, you know, I think she gets her pension and stuff like that. And she gets her revenue from YouTube. And I think she makes pretty good money doing what she does, because she gets a lot of views. You know what I'm saying? She gets a lot of views. So who knows where my life could go? The sun is really shining. Wow. It's really shining. She's going through the same life we're going through. Yeah. How's Indiana? Never been there. Oh, you know, Nomadic Introvert? I watch her sometimes. Yeah. Sophisticated lady. Yeah, I love Nomadic Introvert. I mean, I watch her, and I watch a lot of other people. I watch a lot of YouTubers that are Canadian. I love the Canadian YouTubers, especially the ones that's like van life, the people that's out back, the ones that go off into the woods and build campfires and make steaks on the hot, you know. I watch stuff like that. I love that backcountry stuff. I watch a lot of hunters. I'm just into the outback type stuff. So I'm into like off-grid living in the woods, up in the mountain by yourself. Get your firewood, even though that's a tough life. I watch a lot of people that live in Maine, a lot of people that live in the mountains, and they have little cabins, and some of the people built their own cabins. Like, I'm into that. Yeah, I love Indiana, but it's getting expensive here. I live close to Chicago. Oh, me too. Yeah, I love that life. I love the lifestyle of there's another guy. He's a young boy. He ended up buying some land, and he ended up building his own cabin in the woods in Tennessee. He's a young boy. I think he's like 24. He might be a little bit younger than that, but he young kid. He bought some land and start building his own cabin on his own land. You know what I'm saying? You could save some money, but I'm not a builder, so. But I like him too. Dallas is cool, but I'm not with the cold weather. We like the same thing, sis. Yes, we do. Buying land is great beginning. I'm looking into that. I would like to buy me some land at some point. Where I don't know. I'm still just doing my investigations on how to do certain things. So there's a lot of things I have going on that I don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? Some things y'all just gonna see. But I would like to get me a piece of land. Because if I had a piece of land right now, I could park my car on it and not have to worry about, I could live in my car on the land, buy me a shed to put on that land, put me up some fences. Because I've seen some people that live on their own land that they purchased, and he put up a fence around it. And I guess he's probably living out of a trailer for now. And I'm sure some of his neighbors probably don't like the fact that they're doing that, but he had put up some fences around his yard. That way people can't see him. But yeah, buy the land. If you're able to buy land, do that. I always end up in the states where I don't know anybody. I love living in areas where no one knows me. I've been here all my life and I'm not a well-known person, so I like that. I want desert land in Arizona. I don't know about the desert. I like to live in the woods, but I don't know about the desert. But I think the desert is beautiful too though. So I like places like the Pacific Northwest. I think that's beautiful. I would love to drive through the Pacific Northwest, or not even drive, like let somebody else drive me through. That would be so nice. That would be a nice trip. The Pacific Northwest is beautiful. The Pacific Northwest. Houston is cold. Oh, and let me stay where I don't know anybody. Yeah, it's always nice to not know people. I live here where I'm at, the state that I'm in. I live here and I've been here all my life. But some people, I don't know a lot of people. Arizona has spent one night. Yeah, they said in Arizona it gets up to 100 degrees, honey. But they say in Arizona it gets really cold at night, so. But yeah, it's already 7 o'clock. I charged my, I'm just cleaning out my car, really. Cleaning out my closet. It's too late for me to go to the gym because I have somewhere I have to be at like 9:30, so we're not going to do that. But Mondays are always jam-packed for me because I have to do a lot of stuff on Mondays before I go back to work, so. But I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I've really come a long way. I've really, really come a long way. It's almost Thanksgiving. What do you guys got going on for that? Anybody got anything good going on for the holidays? I'm probably going to end up going to one of my family members' house. I kind of didn't want to do that, but I do want to eat nice. I do want to eat a nice Thanksgiving meal. So I probably will end up at one of my sister's house. I kind of feel like I don't want to, but I don't have a choice this year. I'm in Arizona. It's so close to the Mexican borders. Wow, yes, scary. The shelter you at now, do they cook the food there or have it bought in? I think they get the food from somewhere else. It looks like wherever they get the food from, it looks like a program that drops off it looks like a Meals on Wheels program. I don't know where it come from. I don't know if they prepare it themselves there. I don't know, but they do come in like those coolers, the hot cooler. It's like a big oven, and they have these things on wheels that have the food in it. So I don't know if a program, if they get it from another place, maybe they pay for it and give it to us. But it looks like a Meals on Wheels type of program that drops off the food. I don't know for sure, but I don't think they make the food on base. I think they get it from somewhere else. Like, I don't know. It could be the staff members that do it. I really don't know. I really don't eat the food. I think I had a few platters, like one platter or two morning platters for breakfast at one time, but I'm really never there to even eat the food. Arizona is not a place to be right now. I understand. Yeah. So I don't know where they get the food from, to be honest. I've never even had like dinner or anything. I gotta go to the bathroom. I have to go into this gym. The hotels are super cheap in Arizona. I haven't celebrated anything since my boy was born. How old is your boy? I decided to have a small holiday meal this year. We still call it Christmas, do you? I don't really celebrate Christmas. I celebrate Thanksgiving, though. I do like Thanksgiving. As far as Christmas and all that other crap, I really don't care about that. It's no big deal to me anymore. Because people can be nice for like a little bit of time since it's the holiday season, but they end up going back to being a mean person. So they go back to being psychopaths after the New Year's over. Everybody's so nice around the holidays, but then after that, they go back to the mean person that they used to be. They go back to being mean and crazy, honey. They go back to being mean and crazy, honey. They go back to being mean and crazy. I don't know. It looked like it was snowing this morning. Maybe I was bugging, but it didn't look like raindrops. It looked like snowdrops. They go back to being mean and crazy, honey. Y'all don't know how much trash I accrue. I be getting so much trash in my car. You would think that I'm like taking out the trash. I just go to places like the gym be having like a trash can out there. Grocery stores and Walmart have like trash cans that you can dump your trash off into. But people be looking at me like taking these big bags out of my car of trash. Like, yeah, I got trash. Yes, I sure do. I sure do. Because I'm definitely not dumping. I'm not a litter person. I don't litter. I hate litter. I hate people that litter. So I don't litter on the ground. Let me see what these sunflower seeds taste like. Mm. Yeah, you were able to switch rooms. Very nice video. Yeah, I was glad I switched the rooms. I was happy that they switched me, but I was trying to act like to the mommies, like, oh, I'm getting switched. I don't really want to. It was kind of the best. The new room is quiet. The girls, all they do is sleep. They're sleeping. It's pretty quiet in the room with the girls. So they were telling me, like, I don't know why they put you in the room with the mommies. I'm looking at them like, I don't know why either. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everyone. Breakfast wasn't bad. I mean, I didn't have breakfast today. But some mornings I ask for breakfast and I be like, do y'all have anything I could take with me? Sometimes they act like they don't have any more or something, so I don't even ask. Sometimes I don't even ask for breakfast anymore. I just leave. This morning I didn't even ask. I just left. 'Cause I don't know if the staff members be eating that food themselves too. They probably do. But sometimes I be asking for breakfast. Like, is there a breakfast plate I can take with me? They'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have anything. And I'm just like, well, this is a shelter, and y'all know how many heads are in here. It shouldn't be a problem when it comes to food. So I was like, whatever. I ain't worried about it. No big deal. 6:09 a.m. here in Dallas. 7:10 here. Mm, 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 mm. Happy Monday to everyone. Trash trucks are out here early. Mm, mm. I wonder what time the people that collect trash, what time they get off work. They be out here like 5 something in the morning. I thought you wouldn't treat myself to Union strawberry cheesecake. Oh, really? Yeah, it's just sad. You able to take the cheesecake back? It probably was old. How dare them sell something old like that to somebody? Because I would darn sure try to take that back to the store. Like, this ain't fresh. I want my money back. But that's what the stores are doing nowadays. They selling you whatever. And I love cheesecake. Where did you get the cheesecake from? Where did you get it from? I'm a cheesecake person. I love me a cheesecake. I just love me any kind of like fresh pastries, like cheesecake, any kind of fresh cakes and donuts, and I love all that type of stuff. Let me stop talking about it before I go over to ShopRite and get me a donut this morning. Let me stop talking about it, okay? Just recently applied for housing in PA. Okay. How long you think that process will be? Danny, how you doing? I think you were the one that told me that you were out in the streets, right? Oh, it came from New York? Oh, so you ordered it and got it mailed to you? I know, I know. Where'd you stay at last night, Danny? I'm sorry, man. Are you a male? Are you a girl or a boy? I'm sorry, I keep calling you a man. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. Danny. Yeah, it's hard, man. At least you were able to apply for housing. Hopefully something can come through for you. You're a female. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I think I called you a boy. But are any shelters available for you? Did you call around to any shelters in the area? I mean, I think you'll be better off in a shelter. Being a woman out here, man, it's tough. Thank God I never had to live on the streets, you know what I'm saying? But I think you should try to find a shelter if you can. I was in my car and yes, they gave me a motel the other night for Cold Blue. Yeah. One time I was I think when my girlfriend, my ex friend, when she put me out, it was a winter's night and it was cold and it was a Cold Blue, and they did put me in a hotel for one night, but I'm talking about it was a seedy hotel room, seedy. Went out the next morning, there was a woman in the car smoking crack. She had a crack pipe up. I'm just like, she didn't care if I was looking at her or not. But it was a very seedy hotel room. But it was so weird. It was a seedy hotel, but the mattress was so comfortable. Like the mattress on that bed was so comfortable. I'm in the car yesterday, gave me a motel the other night. I have electric blanket, Danny. It helps a lot. I think I may be able to do another Cold Blue night today. Gotta wait till about 8. The motel is very nasty. People enjoy. I know. I told you I stayed in the hotel one night, and anything with Cold Blue, and you called a 211 number, they're not going to put you in no Hilton hotel. You know what I'm saying? So we know that's not going to happen. They're going to put you in the worst hotels, and it's going to be those seedy hotels and seedy parts of town where, all the drug activity, all the prostitutes, all the whores are hanging out at. You're going to get those type of people. And it's sad, but proof evidence, truth and gun alone. Who's massive? God for creating. Mm-hmm. That and that. Don't lie, don't die. God is eternal. God don't change. Amen. I agree. I'm getting a hotel room today. Mm. Well, Danny, hopefully, I don't know if you have hotel like shelters in your area. Have you ever tried one of the shelters? They have shelters in mostly all states. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe the hotel they may be full now. It's tough out here, and it's definitely tough as a woman. I know. I stayed in a 2-on-1 hotel one time, and it was only one night, but it was definitely in a bad part of town. Definitely not in no, the 2-on-1, they're gonna get you in the cheapest hotel possible. And I think the cheapest hotel nowadays are like $60 a night hotels. Those are probably the cheapest ones that they could find. Yeah, shelters are a mess, but I mean, I'm in my second shelter, so I guess it varies from state to state or whatever. But I really haven't had like a bad experience inside a shelter. Yes, I deal with the girls. Yes, you can deal with bullying. Yes, you can deal with, mean and nasty staff members. But I try to push all that stuff aside and just stay there because I don't want to be in the streets. I don't want to be in a shelter. Even last night when I was there, I got mad at the girl that was in my room that shouldn't have been in my room, but I didn't say nothing to her. I just ignored her. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay out of the way, stay out of people's way. They really don't bother me. I can't really say I had a traumatic shelter experience. No, it's not the most comfortable, but it's a shelter, so they're not going to make it comfortable for us, but it's not bad. I'd rather be in the shelter than be in my car in the cold. Or you have a dog, yeah. It's hard when you have animals. I caught a skin illness at the shelter and going, oh yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you never know. You could touch stuff. Like I have plastic gloves. Like if I go to the doctors or anywhere, I ain't gonna lie, I get the gloves because guess what? I don't touch doorknobs. I don't touch doors. I don't touch nothing. Even my bed at the shelter, it's a bunk bed. It's a metal bunk bed, like cheap bunk bed. It's metal. For some reason, all shelters have like metal bunk beds. Those really cheapo bunk beds that they can buy. And when I get into those beds and stuff, before I put my sheets on, I wipe down everything. I wipe down all the metal that I have to touch to get off the bed. I wipe down the wall, like where I'm at, the wall area where I'm at. I just wipe everything down that I'm going to touch, so I don't get any kind of disease. You know what I'm saying? When I use the bathroom, I have my own sanitizer spray. I have my own hand sanitizer. I wipe down that whole toilet seat. I even wipe down the back of the toilet seat. I have my own paper towels. I wipe everything down before I touch it. I don't touch no doorknobs. I don't touch nothing until when I walk out of the shelter in the morning. I go to my car. I throw the gloves away, and I use gloves. If I don't have a glove, I use like a rag that I might have in my car. I use the rag to open the doors. I don't touch nothing in that shelter. I don't touch anything. Yes, Daddy, I'm afraid of catching something in shelters too. I've been thinking about that. I'm gonna go to a shelter. I'm gonna get gloves. Yeah, get the gloves, and I have hand sanitizer. You know that big giant thing. You can get it from any Walmart and anything. That Lysol, that big jar of Lysol. I carry that with me. I don't really use it that much spraying in the air because I don't want people to get like offended. It's a lot of people coughing, a lot of sneezing going on. I don't spray this stuff in the air when I'm thinking like they get offended. Like, what are you spraying that around there for? You think I have something? So I don't spray it in the air unless I'm in the room by myself. So, but the room that I'm in now with the girls, I'm with the single women, is better than where I was at with the mommies with all the kids. So it's a lot of germs flying around, but like I said, I don't touch nothing. I don't touch no doorknob. I don't touch nothing. My bed, my area where I sleep at, I wipe those walls down with the sanitizer wipes. And I want to get some, like on my day off, I want to get some bleach and Pine Sol of my own and put it into a bucket and get like a cleaning bucket and just go in my area and wipe everything down. But I want to do that when there's nobody in the room, like nobody in here watching me, because it's nasty. The girls, even the girls that I'm in the room with, they're nasty. They have their own little area and they have stuff thrown all over the place. The girl that sleeps on the bottom bunk, she got clothes all on the floor by, like, it's disgusting. The staff members, they don't encourage cleanliness. They don't come check the rooms and say, hey, you can't have all that stuff on the floor. Hey, you need to go up here and organize your area. They don't tell the girls none of that. The girls just kind of live how they live. There's no order. And can you imagine how the mommies was? When I was in the room with the mommies, the room smelled like urine. I feel that a lot are one step out of the door in the street. They are constantly going up on rent. And that's another thing too. Like I'm scared to go back out into society of paying rent again, because I'm like, damn, it's so expensive, especially when you're a person by yourself and on your own. It's expensive, it's hard. Sure not for the week. I'm a bit of a germaphobe. Yeah, I'm a germaphobe too. But I keep my gloves on, honey. I don't touch nothing. Just so you don't touch nothing. Have some gloves in your pocket. Whatever you do, have some gloves or have some paper towels. If you don't have gloves, because gloves can be expensive. You know what I'm saying? But everything I use, I wipe it down. When I go into the shower, even before I touch the shower water thing, I touch that and I spray it down. Even when I go to the gym, I spray everything down. Anything that I need to touch with my hands, definitely know I'm gonna wipe it down. Because I'm telling you, the people that be using the bathroom doing number two and all that stuff, they go right back out, don't wash their hands, don't do nothing. So you don't never know what somebody doing. And that's, you don't never know what somebody doing. So I just look at everything and everybody as, I know you didn't wash your hands. So when you look at people like that, I know you didn't wash your hands, so I'm gonna make sure I wipe everything down and stuff like that. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody. Yes, I got 5 new subscribers out of nowhere. Oh, do you make content, Nomadic Hustler? Do you make content? If you make content, I'll check out your channel. Yes, I agree, Danny, and I think it's worse than being in a car or a van. I mean, if it was summertime, I could be in my car and I'd be fine. But for the simple fact it's cold now, I don't want to be in my car in the cold. Start my Uber Eats when the sun comes up. My shelter isn't home. Why people treat it like, yeah. Yeah, I don't treat my shelter like it's a home. I know my shelter is temporary. That's why I don't I don't even use the drawers. They have dresser drawers and everything there. I don't use none of that stuff. They was like, here's a dresser drawer for you. I'm like, I don't want that. I'm not going to be here that long, sis. Like, I'm not getting comfortable up in here. They were like, here's a drawer for you. That's for you and your stuff. I said, nah, I'm good. Everything that I own is in my duffel bag. In my gym bag, everything I need to change clothes or something like that, everything I have is in my bag. I said, I do not need a drawer for what? The staff members are too lazy to tell the girls, y'all need to clean up your area and keep that stuff. It shouldn't be stuff on the floor, because what if somebody fall and hurt themselves? They falling all over your stuff because you don't know how to keep your stuff organized and clean. And I'm not the neatest person in the world. I'm not a neat freak, right? But I'm not dirty either. Some of them girls just be having stuff thrown all over the place. I said, I couldn't imagine if you had an apartment what that would look like. Sure, not for the week. I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. Yeah, the shelters are crazy, but I just try to make the best of it while I'm there, It's just like she mentioned, it's cold. Yeah, I don't want to be in my car in the cold. I just can't take it. You know what I'm saying? I stayed in my car 3 days, 3 nights when I got kicked out of the first shelter. When I got kicked out of the first one, I stayed in my car for 3 days, and it was uncomfortable. It wasn't the best. So I was happy to get into the shelter, to be able to lay down in the bed, and it was warm in there. That was everything for me. One thing I can say about the shelter, you don't have, one thing I can say about the shelter, there's nobody around there that's hurting you. Like, they're not beating you up. People are not trying to rape you. They're not trying to go into the shower with you. Like, none of that stuff is going on. Thank God. You know what I mean? I can't take the cold. I'm not even friends with cold. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I think the 3 nights that I stayed in my car, the third night is when it was like the coldest. And then last night I was in my car because I didn't want to go back to the shelter. It was too early to go back. But the third night, well, last night when I was in my car and I was just hanging out at a parking lot, like a pizzeria parking lot, and, you know, I was dozing off yesterday because I was tired. You know what I'm saying? I said, wow, this stuff is crazy. I don't want to go back to the shelter because I don't want to have to be around people, because I know those girls are up. They're laughing. They're talking all loud, cussing each other out. I didn't want to be around that type of crowd. So I stayed in my car yesterday. But when I had dozed off in my car yesterday, when I woke up, my nose was like cold. I said, damn, my nose is freezing. Yeah, Nomadic Hustler, I'm going to check out your channel. I'm definitely going to check out your channel. If you guys make content, I'm going to check you out. I screenshot your channel. I'm going to find you when I get off of here. But I say open up a YouTube channel. Talk about your journey that you're going through in life. Talk about stuff. People are interested in hearing your stories. People are definitely interested in hearing what your story is. Like what, you know, what happened in your life? How did you get here? People are definitely interested. But you're going to be okay, Danny. Just keep pushing. I would recommend you try to get into a shelter because it's too cold out here, man. It's too cold out here to be out here in these streets. It's too cold. Nobody deserves to be out in the cold, you know. No matter what happened in your life, like, nobody deserves it. Nobody. And I really understand that somebody that doesn't know me, they're not going to say, hey, you can come and stay with me. I mean, I had offers. I had people offer. But nobody really, everybody's just worrying about their own families and their immediate family. That's all they care about. And as they should. They should have the right to care and love their family. That's fine. But you have some good people out here that do care, but they might not be able to help you. And that's okay too. You know what I'm saying? Just showing love to someone, showing kindness and being kind and caring. That's amazing. That can warm somebody's heart up all the way. The love and stuff that people show me. I mean, I've had people offer me, hey, you come to New York. Hey, come here, come there. But I'm not in a position to travel anywhere. I have to stay here. You know what I'm saying? I have stuff that I have to do here and get out of the way here. I still have a life here. This is where this is my job is here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna just pack up and say, let me listen to what someone's telling me. Let me go live with somebody. Like, you don't never know what you're going into. People have offered me spaces, but it's spaces in other states, and I'm not leaving my job. I'm not going to leave my money to just go somewhere. Like, nah, I could stick it out in the shelter like I've been doing. People just don't like sharing their space for various reasons, and I understand. Yeah, me too. I get it too. I get it. And I understand, because that's how my family was. Nobody wants to have you in their space because they don't know how you live in and how, you know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking if it's family, it should be a little different. And so I even understand family, you know what I'm saying? But me, I'm the type of person, if my brother or my sister knock on my door or call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, I don't have anywhere to go, there's not going to be a question that I'm going to be able to help you. You know what I'm saying? There might be some things that I can't help you with, but there's going to be some, if I can help you with shelter and having a warm place to rest your head. Because when you have to worry about where you're going to sleep at every night and it's cold outside, that is very stressful on your mindset. That is very, very stressful. That is not there's nothing to play with when you got to find out you don't have a car and you got to find out where you're going to sleep at and it's cold outside already. You got to find some type of shelter. You know how hard that is, man? Good morning, Dr. J. How you doing? I don't like living with people either. And some people that have their own stuff that's in our family, they don't want to help me because they don't want to share their space with me. And that's okay too. But I think it's very selfish for someone to say that they're your brother or they're your sister and they don't want to open up, especially if they have space in their house. You know what I'm saying? I could see if we was living in some little small 1-bedroom apartment. Okay, that's a little different. But if somebody in my family that I was raised with knock on my door in the middle of the night and saying, I have nowhere to go, it's cold, I'm hungry, and there's not going to be a question that I'm going to open up my door to help them. There's not going to be a question. My family has a big house, but my father died and my mom is remarried. Her husband ain't having it. Yeah, he don't want to help you out. Yeah, some people just have their own ways, and there's nothing I can do about that. If that's how you feel, a lot of people think homeless people are drug addicts and losers, and they don't want to work. They scared you're going to ask them for money, and sometimes all a person needs is a safe place to sleep at night. That's it. Good morning. How you doing? Hell, I don't even have family. All mine's passed away. Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, if it was me and I was in a position to help someone in my family, my brother or my sister knocked on the door in tears in the middle of the winter time saying, I don't have anywhere to go, I'm not going to even question, come on in here. Come on in here. I'm not going to question that and say, well, people start stuttering and stuff. When they start to stuttering and acting like they don't want me, I definitely don't want to be there. If I'm not wanted, I don't want to be there. Nobody really wants to have their house with someone else in, but if you're family, that's a different thing, man. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. That's why I feel so messed up about my family, because I wouldn't do it to them. If you knocked on my door, I'm going to be like, come on in here. Let me get you some hot soup. Sit down at the table and let's talk about what we can do to help you get on your feet. Good morning, Tracy. How you doing? Her husband thinks all homeless just want money. Yeah, some people scared of homeless people because the first thing they think about is drugs. Because that's the first thing people were thinking about my situation. What happened to your money? What did you do with your money that you got? My situation, every homeless person is not out here due to eviction from not paying rent. All of our situation is not because I didn't pay rent. I just happened to violate my lease and I was evicted. Mine's had nothing to do with the financial part. My mom stayed in the shelter for a little while. She made friends in there. Yeah. Some of the girls, I haven't found anybody that I can really make friends with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those girls are way younger than me. They got kids. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't be open to making friends with someone, but they have to kind of have the same mindset as me. I can't be friends with the opposite. Opposites don't attract in my mind. We got to have the same mindset. You got to be working like me, and then we could chit chat and see what happens. But the girls are very petty. They're young. They're fighting, thinking it's bad girls club. Like, I have nothing in common with any kind of women like that. Nothing. People think I'm crazy because I sleep in my BMW, but at least you're in BMW and you saving money. So let them laugh while they paying their rent, and let them laugh. Let them laugh. You should be the one laughing at them because they the ones out here paying rent. So you saving money, staying in your car. Nothing wrong with that. Well, I'm glad you have this out to speak your mind. Yeah. I like to have an outlet to talk about it because, like I said, when I was in my car in the summertime, and I've done YouTube before, like I have another YouTube channel that I don't really even use. And I think that one has like 1,500 subscribers, but I didn't push that YouTube channel like I'm pushing this one because I wasn't homeless during the time when I had my other YouTube channel. I had my apartment and I was just kind of doing it, for fun here, fun there. And it's an inactive channel. I don't even use it. And it has 1,500 subscribers on it, but this one is more successful than that one. The other one, I just went on there and made videos when I felt like making videos. This one, I make it my thing to produce something every single day and to talk about the homeless situation. And a lot of people are homeless right now and they want to know, like, how is it in the shelters? And I might be on my way to a shelter soon, and people are curious about this type of lifestyle because they probably in a rut. You know what I'm saying? They might not be able to make their rent next month. Some people, like, I knew I was getting evicted. I was still inside my apartment for 3 months before they even evicted me. So I knew this was coming. You know what I'm saying? So I had plenty of time to move my stuff. I had plenty of time to get things out. And you know what I'm saying? This whole thing have been like strategic. I already knew I was leaving my apartment, but I wasn't going to leave until the cops told me to get out. You know what I'm saying? And I thought I was going to go to my niece's house, and I thought I was going to be okay there with her. And when I lived with my niece, that was a total disaster because she was a miserable person. She was miserable. You know, I had all this stuff going on in my life, losing things and this and that and that and this. And I was more joyful and happy than she was. And she was always trying to put on me, oh, I see that you in a dark place. Like, sis, you in a darker place than I am. And I'm not even in a dark place, thank God. She used to always try to put on me that, oh, you're in such a dark space. Oh, when you moved here, you was such in a dark place. I said, sis, it's not me in a dark place. It's actually really you in a dark place. I'm not in a dark place. I'm getting through my darkness every day. She used to always say stuff like, yeah, I saw the darkness in you, and when you came here, you was broken and all this stuff, like putting things into my life. And I'm just like, I'm not half the person that you say that I am. But people will try to put things onto you. They'll try to put their miserable stuff that they feel in their heart on you. And I just be like, sis, I'm not in no dark place. I wasn't, I was in a down place, but I wouldn't say I was in a dark place. But she was doing so much, man. And I just like, man, I'm glad it happened the way it did. And it's so funny because my niece, she actually works at my job. So I actually have to deal with her. I don't have to see her, but I have to deal with her over the phone. And I don't talk to her about nothing. I think last time I said anything to her about my situation, I did have some of my personal belongings inside her closet that I left there. And I've been out of her place now over a year. And I never went back. I think one time I asked her, I said, hey, am I going to be able to come and get the stuff that I left at your house? She was like, well, I work a lot, just making excuses. I think she probably threw my stuff away. I think she threw my stuff away. Good morning, Drizzy Goat. How you doing? Happy Monday. Good, nomadic hustler. That's what you're supposed to be, saving your money and laughing at these people that's out here that's judging you for living in your car. Like, I'm living in my car saving a dime. I wish I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a homeless shelter, so I really don't technically have rent to pay, so I'm able to save, but I still have bills that I have to pay. I'm responsible for my car payment. I'm responsible for my car insurance. I still have to pay my storage. I have to eat. I have to put gas in this car. Like, it's still things that I have to pay for, but I still need a second job. You know what I'm saying? If I get a second job, I can go into an extended stay tomorrow. People will protect how they are feeling on you. Yeah, my niece was always saying stuff like, "Oh, I see the darkness in you. I see that you were in a dark place." I wouldn't say I was in a dark place, because saying that someone's in a dark place, that's different. I was just kind of like, going through the throughs of life. I wasn't in a dark place. Now I'm looking at her like, what are you talking about? My niece gathered information from you throughout the years, and then when they get mad at you, everything that you've ever told them, they tell it to someone else. Like, she used to tell her mom stuff, and it was so messy. And I'm so glad that I relieved myself of her, because she was okay up until it was time for me to live with her. Me and her had a decent relationship. She had her own apartment, I had mine. We would connect because we were both single mothers. So we would connect because of that. We would talk about the kids and da. So we connected. But then when I lost my apartment, it's so funny that these are the people that invite you into their house. I didn't ask her if I could live with her. She offered me. She offered me to come live with her. And then you end up reneging on your offer because I guess you got tired of me being in your space. Don't invite someone into your space then. Don't invite someone into your space, then 5 months later, you get pissed off and kick me out. You the one said that I could stay with you for a year. I didn't knock on your door and ask you, could I live here? I never asked nobody, could I live with them? I just told them my story, and it was like, well, I have an extra room in my house, or I have an extra space. You can come and I help you. She came in to be this helpful person to help save me, and then she ended up treating me like garbage. I think it was my first week in her place. She started acting funny. And I felt that, because you could feel somebody acting funny. You could feel the body language. You could feel things happening, and I know she didn't want me in her space no more. And I'm kind of glad it happened the way it happened, because I'm so much better to like living in a homeless shelter, not having to be in someone's space. Like, I want to be out the way. I don't want to be in your way. If you feel like I'm in your way and you don't want me there, by all means, let me know and I'll leave. Like, come on. People will reject how they feel on you. People just don't know how rents are still rising. I see places vacant for months now. I know, right? All the homeless people in here in the world that need a warm place to rest their head every night. All these places that's going up, they still building apartment buildings. They still building condos and stuff like that. And that's the scary thing about me getting back on my own is I really don't want to go back into paying this high behind rent no more. I don't want to do this. Yeah, people are living in hotels. I stayed in hotels at some point. I stayed in hotels, and when I stayed in hotels, I had a savings. Like I had a couple thousands in savings, but I ran through them savings paying for these hotel rooms. So it was a mess. My life was just a total disaster. But I'm better than where I was, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's almost 2026, and for some reason, I just know that 2026 is going to be the best year yet for me. 2026 is going to be my year of restoration. I know I'm going to get housing in 2026. Things are going to settle for me. Things are going to settle down, and just things are going to just find is, you know what I'm saying? God is working things out for me, and in better days. And 2026 is my year, man. It's my year. It's my year. There are 4 new home development sites here. Yeah, man, they building stuff all over the place. They don't care about nobody that don't have it. You know, if you got the money, you got the money. If you don't got the money, well, you nobody to them. Yeah, the hotels are still pricey, and the hotel owners they mess with you too because they don't want to give you hot water. Like they go in there and mess with the hot water heater. Like the last extended stay I stayed in, the water was always like not hot, but it was like lukewarm. I don't even think it was lukewarm. It was like cold. And I was like, I went to him one day. I said, listen, I said, what's up with the shower? I said, I'm not getting any hot water in there. I said, is something wrong with the water heater or something like that? He was like, oh, you got to let it run. Let it run for what, 2 hours? I shouldn't have to, people that live in hotels, most of them are working people. They go to work every day. Why should I have to come here and take a cold shower because y'all got something wrong with y'all water heater and you don't want to fix? I said, how are these other tenants in here able to sit here every day? And some of these people got kids. And no one's complaining about this man not giving us hot water? Like, y'all don't see the problem with that? Y'all don't see the problem with the fact that people are living in extended stays and you got the extended stay owner knowing that there's no cold water in here. And y'all tenants don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, y'all just sitting here every day, going to work, doing this, doing that, paying this man the rent that we pay him every week. And nobody see a problem with not being able to take a hot shower after me paying him $350 a week. Y'all don't see a problem with that? Because I see a huge problem with that. I went to the office myself, told him to his face. I said, are y'all having a problem with the hot water? Because I'm not getting no hot water. When I come home at night after working all day, I want to take a hot shower. And I'm telling him with the utmost respect. I'm not being nasty. I'm not being rude. I'm not elevating my nothing. I'm just saying to him, like, what's up? He was like, oh, you have to let it run. Let it run for what, 2 days? You pay $300 a week in Dallas. That's the cheapest I can find. Well, mine's down here where I'm at is $350 a week. What I was paying. And I'm sure it's probably more expensive now because when they see more homeless people, they hike up those prices because they know it's homeless people that need housing. And the good thing about an extended stay, you don't have to worry about security deposit and all that. You just pay, hey, I'm going to stay here for a week. I'm going to stay here for the whole month. Like, they got payment plans, like, as far as are you going to stay weekly, or you going to pay bi-weekly, or you going to pay monthly. I pay mine's weekly. And that $350, them weeks went by fast. I applied for housing in July. I've received a Section 8 voucher in October from PA. Just applied for a townhouse. That's affordable housing out there. I'm waiting for a response. Oh, good. That's great. Good. That is good. All you got to do is wait for that phone call and you'll be able to go. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame, even with the housing, applying for housing and stuff, those lists be so long, you'll be damn near in a nursing home by the time they call you. I'm paying over $600 a week, and yeah, that's very expensive. Is that how much extended stay Americans are? I thought, yeah, I don't know, child. I watch another guy on YouTube. He lives in an extended stay, him and his girlfriend, and he runs his business, and he's a barber. I just find all types of people to follow because I love the journey of just finding out what people are living in their life. Like, people share their journeys, and I like watching other people's journeys, especially if it's something that I'm going through now. Like, I watch other people and they came out of it. They came out of homelessness. They came out of living in their car. And I just want to be comfortable again in life. But I don't want to bust my behind like I'm about to. Like, oh, I need a second job. Like, You got a second job, you damn near gonna be working 7 days a week. That's miserable. Yeah, I watch Martin Crenshaw. I like him and his girlfriend. Wow, Rhonda, we watch a lot of the same people, girl. Thank you. I hate to leave New Jersey. There's more money here. Yeah, you just gotta do what you gotta do. As long as you get a house, it don't matter what state it's in. Just get yourself something and start over again. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how many times we fall. It just matters how we get ourselves back up, man. What are you doing to better your situation? What are you doing to improve? Like, you know what I'm saying? Every day when I wake up and I put my feet on the floor, it's an improvement because guess what? I woke up and I'm going out here and I'm getting to it. More money and I'm getting to it. I'm not sitting around like thinking somebody's supposed to save me. Oh God, who's gonna save me today? Or who can I beg for something today? Like, man, I'm not begging nobody for nothing. I'm not begging you for housing. I live in a shelter and all I gotta do is follow the rules and I can stay there. So that's it. That's all I'm interested in. Yeah, hotels suck too. And then when I used to go into hotels or extended stays, I was always scared of bed bugs. I was like, man, I hope it ain't no bed bugs here and waking me up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, biting me. And then that's another situation. I was always scared and paranoid about bed bugs. I thank God since I've been homeless, I've never had any experience with bed bugs. Thank God. Oh, Uber Eats. Okay, let me click on my Undercars app. What's Under Ears app? Under Ears app? What is that? It's daylight now in Houston. I think you said you were in Houston or just Texas. Yeah, man. I just keep doing what I'm doing, man. Better days. Better days. I'm not gonna sit around and cry and whine. I'm gonna get to it. I'm getting to it today. I'm getting to it any other day. Everything is gonna work out. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Oh, you're in Dallas. Okay. Ooh, 27 people watching me. Hi, guys. Good morning. And I'm so grateful to God that I have a car. Some people be like, yo, you're so grateful that you have a car. I said, I am. Like, I always had a car all my life. I think I got my license when I was like 19 years old. But I always have a car now because I got to get to work. Honestly, I don't like Section 8. No disrespect. I prefer market rent because funding for this program is sketchy. Oh, yeah. Section 8, you never know. Now, the administration is saying that you stay on Section 8 for 2 years, which, I can agree with that. If you on Section 8, do what you can do to try to better your life, but don't stay on it for 50 years. Somebody else need it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else needs Section 8. And I think they should have made that a rule when Section 8 first existed, that you only can stay on Section 8 for a certain amount of time. In a certain amount of time, you should have yourself together. You should have a better job or go back to school. Like, they have a lot of programs that'll help you even with schooling and stuff. But some people get lazy and they get caught up in the situation and they say, hey, my Section 8, my rent is only $20 a month. I don't have to worry about nothing. But no, you shouldn't have that mindset. You do it, use the program for what you need to use it for and get off. Let somebody else utilize it. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody else utilize the program. Let another mother that needs it use it. I'm just saying. They are trying to eliminate Section 8, so I wouldn't even apply for that. Yeah, Section 8 is definitely sketchy, honey. I'm not rich or whatever, but I feel as though I'm going to go out here and I'm going to pay the regular rent again, which is fine. It's worth it to me for me to have comfort, for me to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I want to be comfortable again. And the only way for me to be comfortable again, if I get my own place, even if it's an extended stay, like, so what? I could live an extended stay for 2 years. The good thing about an extended stay is I don't have to pay like the first and last month's rent. So I don't mind the extended stay lifestyle. Especially the one that I was in. I could go back to that. So who knows? Within the next 2 months, y'all might see me back at the extended stay hotel. And if I end up back there, I'm going to still do my content. I'm still going to make content. I'm still going to talk about, homelessness. Everything is going to take some time. Wishing your day off a good one. Oh, thank you, Danny. I hope you have a good day as well. Yeah, people have taken advantage of the programs, man. A lot of the people taking advantage of the programs. A lot of people just sitting around on their behinds all day, not really trying. The only people that should be sitting around are the people that's disabled, the veterans, that fought for this country. And that's it. The people that are on disability, you're disabled. Okay. If you're a senior citizen, okay. If you are a veteran, okay. But an able-bodied person that's in their 20s or 30s should not be sitting around all day thinking somebody going to get them a handout, because this is not going to happen. I've been working since I was 19 years old. I've always had a job. There's times in between those years that I might have gotten fired and I was able to collect unemployment. Yes, I've been fired multiple times from jobs that I've had in the past. You know what I'm saying? But nobody should be sitting on their behind every day when people out here going to work and you sitting somewhere chilling. Like, no, that shouldn't be going on in America at all. You got to go out here and work for it. And you got people sitting around wanting to collect benefits, not doing nothing. They get mad when they got to go to these programs and stuff like that. When you collect welfare, they make you go to programs. The girls don't even want to go to that. They just want the welfare money, but they don't want to go to the programs. Then when you get kicked out, they take away your benefits and everybody's mad. Like, just go get a regular job. What you get, even if you had a minimum wage job, what they give you in benefits is definitely not working. It's not going to work out. You're going to get more money by having a job. Even though we complain and say, oh, minimum wage ain't nothing, this and that. You're going to make out better working a regular job. You're going to make more money than you would make in welfare benefits. What they give you in welfare benefits? If you're a single person, and maybe you have 2 kids, they're going to give you about $4 something a month. I've been there before. I know. Come on in, Laura. They're going to give you about $4 something a month, depending on how many kids and stuff you have. And on top of that, when you get the welfare, you have to still get up and go to programs every day. And half these people don't even want to go to the programs. They just want the welfare money. Like, I understand what the administration is saying. You're not going to sit on your behind when I'm on watch. Nobody should be sitting on their behind. You shouldn't just be trying to collect welfare benefits with people's tax dollars and you're just sitting around shooting the shit every day. That's not cool. No, I don't like that. I live in Dallas, extended stays and freeway for 2 years while living in Dallas and working in Irving, Texas. A car is yes, I got a car and I'm so grateful. That's why I make sure I pay my car payment, honey. I make sure my car payment is paid up ahead of time too. I try to make sure mine is paid up for 2-3 months in advance, because if anything ever happened, at least I got 2-3 months to catch up. You know what I'm saying? But a car is definitely, if I didn't have this car, I don't know where I would be. I mean, I would be somewhere, but I wouldn't be. I'm okay right now. Like, me being in a shelter, I have a car, I have a job. I'm doing better than most people are that's in that shelter, because some of those girls are not doing anything with their time. They sitting around cussing each other out. And I look at these women and I just say, y'all are the problem with the world. Like, a lot of y'all, and I'm not saying all of them, right? So please don't come here and say, oh, you're judging them, and stop being soft to these people that don't want to even try. I'm not being soft. I'm not going to sit here and a lot of these girls are young. They're in their 20s and 30s. There's no excuse why a 20 and 30-year-old shouldn't be out here working a freaking job, just like the rest of the people in the world. Yeah, some of them are coming out of the system. Yeah, I understand. It's hard. It's hard for even the younger kids, because like you said, some of them could be in foster care. But I know one thing about foster care and DIFAS. DIFAS will help a lot of these kids until they're like 21 years old. You know what I'm saying? DIFAS will help out until the kids are 21 years old. They'll help out with a lot of resources. But I know some situations where some of the kids don't even want to take that help, because they feel like, I don't have no I never had a parent. I never had this. I never had either. My parents are dead. I was adopted. And my mom, she had her ways. So nobody grows up in a perfect family. But I knew what I had to do in life. I knew that I always had to work, and I knew that I always had to provide for myself. And I had to provide for the things that I like to do. I have to put out things that whatever it is I enjoy, I got to pay for it. I got to pay for this. I got to go out and get that. No, I don't want to go to work every day. No, I can't stand half the people I work with. But guess what? I got to still go out here and work it. And the people that just be sitting around all day, even in the shelter is so lenient compared to the other shelter I was at. They don't have any rules and regulations set up. The two girls that was arguing the other day, the girl threatened her. Threatening someone is a crime. Like, you can threaten someone and make a police report and say, hey, he threatened me. But, most time people ain't going to go down to the police station and deal with a threat and stuff. But I'm just saying, I'm in the shower and all I hear is these two women out there screaming and yelling, talking about how they going to beat the crap out of each other. And this is literally like 8 something in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. They're talking and complaining about how they going to hurt each other. And I'm just like, we're all homeless. Shouldn't y'all be more interested in finding housing instead of sitting here talking about I'm going to beat you up? Like, what is this, Bad Girls Club? I'm like, what is this, Bad Girls Club? What is happening here? So, I don't know. It's a huge problem here in America. A lot of things are wrong. And definitely the rents are definitely too high. But guess what? They're not going to lower the rents. The rents will never go down again. Because I remember when I first got my first apartment, I lived in a duplex. It was like this big house. And it was cut up in apartments. And I had my first 1-bedroom apartment. And it was all the way upstairs, which sucked because I had to go up 3 flights of steps. But at that time, I was younger. I was like, in my 20s or whatever. Late 20s or whatever. Mid 20s. I got my first apartment. And back then, the rent was $575. I'll never forget. It was $575. And that was over 20 something years ago or something. 15, 20 something years ago. And it was a struggle for me to even pay that. It was a struggle for me to even pay that. Like, I always had 2 jobs. I always had 2 jobs because I never want to be in a situation where I had to ask my family for money because I don't like asking nobody for anything. So, and definitely not no money. So I was like, I got to work 2 jobs because if something happened, I always think about if something happened with my car, at least if I have 2 jobs, I will be able to get my car fixed in a couple of days and get it out the shop. I just always think ahead. If something can happen to my car, I can still keep moving. I will always live in an area where I had an apartment that was next to public transportation. Like, if my car broke down, I knew I could jump on a bus and I could still get to work. I could still get from work. So I always set my life up like that. And I'm still going to set my life up. I'm always going to live close to the transportation. So if my car breaks down or something happened with my car, I need to I always think ahead. I always think ahead. You always have to be prepared for everything. I'm not going to ever let myself stop. And it's hard for me to, I don't remember the last time I asked anybody for money. In my adult life, I don't remember ever asking anybody for money. A lot of injustices in American inequalities, the vice versa. Yes, it is, for sure. And it's sad, man. That's why people need to band together. You need to band together with your families. Like, we need our families more than anything. But if your family acting like, they don't want to help you, we have to sever ourselves from our family. That's why we have to make good friendships and make friendships with people, like build relationships with people. That's what social media is for. You could build relationships with somebody and people could, hook you up with stuff like, hey, they got this going on in my town, and they tell you about it. They pass on the information. That's what life is about. That's what social media should be about. Let's pass on the information. Let's put it out there. Let's tell people about this. Oh, I know a girl that's homeless on YouTube and she talks about it. But here we got something going on over here that she may need to know about. So that's why communication is good. And if you have a family and you have a good family, be grateful, because most of us don't. Be grateful, be thankful, because most of us don't have that. We don't have that situation going on in our lives. And that's why I come on social media and I talk about it, man. I'm not on here bashing people. I'm not bashing the girls at the homeless shelter, but I know a lot of people could do better. You could do better. You're in a situation, we're all homeless. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all in there trying to act like y'all want to fight somebody? That should be the last thing you thinking about if you're a homeless person, about fighting somebody. Like, come on now. I be looking at these girls like, y'all really need to grow up. But some of them didn't have the they didn't have the they didn't have the mom or dad to help teach them or guide them. It sucks. Because these are the people that pour off into society, the ones that didn't have the mothers and the fathers, the ones that fell short in life. And now they in homeless shelters and jails and prisons, crimes, beating people up. Like, this is the stuff that we deal with. So I don't know, y'all. It's crazy. But I'm getting through it. I'm getting through the craziness. But thank God I'm a positive person, and thank God I look at the outward appearance of everything. Like, what can I do to make myself better? What can I do? Like, I'm changing my life. Day by day, I'm changing, right? I ain't perfect, but I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work, and I'm not sitting here crying about doing the work. I'm just going to do the work. No matter how hard it is, I'm going to do the work. I got up early this morning out the shelter at 5 something because I wanted to be out of the way. I didn't want to be in nobody's way. I wanted to get out the way because the kids are getting up for school. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's so weird because the homeless shelter that I'm in, they only have 2 bathrooms. Like, they have 2 bathrooms. They got 2 bathrooms with 2 showers in it, and then they have 2 separate bathrooms that just have 1 toilet in it. And I'm just like, all these people that's in this shelter and all these kids in the shelter, y'all can't offer nobody like a better bathroom environment? So I just be looking like, wow. I just be looking like, oh my God, y'all gotta offer somebody something better than this. Like, that's why I said I wanted to get out of the shelter this morning. I wanted to get up early and get out of the way. Because I ain't trying to be in nobody's way. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to be in nobody's freaking way. I want to be out the kids' way. I want to be out of everybody's way. Sure, well then, depression can come out as anger, really. And see, I don't know much about depression. So some of them girls in there is probably suffering and battling that depression stuff. Respectfully, a shelter I was in smelled like death, and the ladies mostly were on dating apps looking for links and sugar. Oh God, yeah, girl, I see that too. I see that too. One of the girls came in the room last night with me talking about her boyfriend. I'm looking at her like, your boyfriend? You got a boyfriend and you're in a shelter? Like, why aren't you with your boyfriend? What is the average age of kids? The kids' age is from, okay, so let me tell you. I went into the shelter, to this new shelter, because the first shelter I was in, I was kicked out. So this is the second shelter that I'm in. And the average age of the children are anywhere from 6 months all the way up until like 12 or 13 years old. That's the average age of the kids that's in the shelter. And when they had me in the shelter the first time, they put me in the wrong room. They put me into a room that had they had mothers in it. So I was in the room. It was me and 2 other mommies, and one of the mothers had 6 kids, and the other mother had a baby that was probably like 9 months, 10 months old, because they were still, drinking bottles and stuff like that. So, and these babies, they wasn't walking, so we know that they probably really wasn't 1. They probably was close to being 1 years old, but they were a couple months old. Can't wait till your mind time. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen soon, probably within the next month or so. I'm not really even worried about it. Like, you got to really do a lot on YouTube to even get a check. Like, even if I get monetized, I still have to produce content to even get something. And I think that I did get like $100 check when in the first time of YouTube or whatever, but I'm not really even worried about getting monetized. I'm gonna let things just flow how they gonna flow. I'm not looking at YouTube as, oh, I want to get paid. I want to get paid. I really just want to put it out there and let people know like what is going on in America with homeless shelters, how the staff are in the shelters, how the girls are in the shelters, how they act in the shelters, what I see in the shelters. But people come and they bash me because they say, oh, you're talking bad about the girls. I said, no, I'm not. I'm simply telling y'all what I see in the shelter. I'm not taking a picture of nobody. I'm not taking videos. I'm not doing any of that. I talk about what I see and what I experience with my own 2 eyeballs. And that's it. So one of the girls last night said that she had a boyfriend or whatever. And I'm just like, how you got a boyfriend and you're in a homeless shelter? Like, if you had a boyfriend and a man that cared about you, you wouldn't be in here, right? Right. But that's the age of the kids. They got to be anywhere from like 9 months all the way up until like, I think the oldest kid I seen was like 12 or 13 years old. And those kids are supposed to be going to work every day and everything. But a lot of the girls I see, they just be flopping. You know what I'm saying? They just be flopping. And I don't think that the rules are tight enough for that shelter. They need to have a little bit more tighter rules in there, especially for those mothers that got kids. Because I see a lot of playing around up in there. I see a lot of goofing off. A lot of the girls are trying to fight each other, and I don't think they actually fight. I think they just, running their mouth. I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna like I hear a whole bunch of yelling and screaming around there, and I just be like, I don't know if it's like the lady was saying depression, but I also think I see a lot of anger and a lot of anger in there. The lady was saying depression. I don't know much about depression because I've never in my life felt like I was depressed. So I don't know what depression feels like because I don't believe I ever felt it. I felt being sad and being lonely and all that stuff, but I don't think that's depression. But I do feel that there's a lot of mental illness in there as well. Like a lot of girls may be on medication because sometimes in the shelters they'll be like, come on girls, get in line for your meds. So a lot of them are probably taking maybe depressive medication. You know what I mean? You're a very sweet, smart, dedicated person that deserves credit. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate your kindness. But yeah, I just come on here. I'm not looking for like, oh, I want to get monetized. Like the monetization is gonna help me because it's gonna be another stream of income for myself, and that's gonna be another way for me to get that house that I want to get, or get a mortgage, or wherever I'm gonna end up at. If I can make money from it, I'm gonna do it. So I'm going to keep on growing my channel, but I love to talk about awareness, like what's going on in the homeless streets. You know what I'm saying? What's going on inside these shelters, because I'm actually living it. You know what I'm saying? And who knows, when I get housing, maybe I'll come and witness to the people that's in the shelter and get stories of how they got there. Maybe I'll give them a couple bucks. Like, y'all know how people go into the cities and they talk to a lot of the addicts about, how'd you get out here? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I could turn that into something where I can go talk and witness to other people out in the shelters when I get myself together, and continue on my channel like that. Like, I've been here before. If someone's been in your situation before, if they've been homeless, it's easier for them to relate to you. Like, I've been there, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what the channel could turn into? I get myself together, I can go into the shelters and talk to other homeless people, get them like $5 or something and say, hey, can I run an interview on you? I want to ask you some questions, and I want you to be honest about how it is out here for you. But unfortunately, a lot of homelessness is tied to not everybody's situation, but a lot of homelessness is tied to drug addiction and drug use. Do you know how the shelter is funded? Anxiety, depression can manifest itself in different ways. I don't know how they're funded. I'm going to do some investigation and see, because every shelter is different, but some of them are nonprofit. I know most of them are nonprofit. I believe the one I came from is nonprofit. They're funded through donations. Other companies donate to them every month, every week, every whatever. And you got some people in life that there are some people out in life that donate to homeless shelters. It might be some wealthy people that they have connections with that give them money. So I think it's nonprofit, but they do get money and clothes and food. They get food from restaurants in the community. Like, what I'm saying, say if it's an Olive Garden may have a lot of food left over at the end of the night that they say, okay, we could donate this to a shelter, and they give it to the shelter. That's how the other shelter I was in, they get donations from like Wawa, like some of their breakfast sandwiches that they don't sell at Wawa, they give it to the homeless shelter. Just give them something. You never know. I might run interviews later on in life, not no time soon, but when I get myself settled, who knows? I might go out on the grounds and try to help somebody. So I don't know. But right now I'm trying to, get myself on my feet and stuff like that. But who knows what my future may hold? I might be somebody running an interview on the homeless person, asking them questions. Because y'all see those interviews, those guys be going out into the cities, talking to the addicts in the community. Like, how did you get here? What happened? What's your drug of choice? You know what I'm saying? People do interviews on homeless people. They do interviews every day. So who knows? I might be the next one out there like, oh my God, I've been here before. I know what it's like. But everybody that's out there homeless is not always connected to a drug. So that's what I want people to know. It's not always a drug situation why someone is homeless. It's not always drugs. Sometimes it is drugs, but not always. You know what I'm saying? So we have to know that. My situation has nothing to do with drugs or a man. So I'm glad about that. It's not connected to drugs or a man. And some people, domestic violence and all that stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what people going through or whatever, but I just know what I see. So if I see something in the shelter, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to be like, damn, this girl did this last night. Dang, these two girls got into a fight. You know, I'm going to talk about it. Because that's what I do. I talk about it. Bad or good, I'm going to speak about it. I'm going to talk about how my night went. I lost in Phoenix where the interviews and helps homeless people. Yeah, I like him too. The Spanish, I think he's a Mexican guy. I haven't watched him in a long time though. But I like him a lot. He's good. You could tell that he really cares. You could tell that he's not really out for money and stuff like that. He's really doing the work. You know what I'm saying? He's really out here trying to make a difference. So I really like him a lot. I haven't watched him lately in a while. I want to go back and update myself on him, what he got going on. But he had an interview one time with this guy. The guy had passed away. But he was interviewing this black guy. This black guy he was an addict. I think he was on blues. My camera came on by mistake. He was interviewing this black guy that was on blues. And this black guy eventually died. But this black guy, he was trying to help him. Like, we got to get you to a rehab. And we got to try to help you. And this guy had a wife. And I don't know what happened to his wife. But hopefully an update soon with that. But he was on blues. And he was in a wheelchair. And he lost. I don't know if he lost both of his legs. But I think he lost one of his legs. And he was in a wheelchair. And he was in Phoenix. And he had dreadlocks. He was a nice looking guy. But he was on drugs. And he ended up just going downhill. He was panhandling, asking for money and stuff. And he was in the streets of Phoenix, Arizona. And he ended up just dying. He was in a hospital. And I think he went sepsis. And he just ended up losing his life. So it was sad. But I used to follow him when he used to interview that guy. Because some people, like when some of these people go out there and interview them, some people really, like I watch like Soft White Underbelly. Some people become popular by these interviews and stuff like that. People in the world just hear their story and they're so captivated by it. And they're like, oh my God. So this guy was popular. A lot of people fell in love with him. And I fell in love with him too. But he ended up dying. He ended up passing away in the hospital. And he died. And we didn't hear anything else about it. Like, we didn't know nothing about his funeral arrangements. Did his family come around? Like, we don't know what happened. We just know he passed away. And it was sad. Blues are, I think it's a drug. I think it's a form of heroin or something like that. That's what they call them in Phoenix. They call them blues. But it's a pill, I guess. But if you ever watch the guy Lost in Phoenix, that's his name. If you tap in his channel, it's Lost in Phoenix. He goes out on the ground in Phoenix, Arizona, and he talks to a lot of the drug addicts out there. And he talks about, you know, how did you get here? And this one particular guy, he was a black guy in a wheelchair. And he was very popular on Lost in Phoenix's channel. And he ended up losing his life. And we were sad about that. Mark is really doing the work. I love Mark. I really wish I could run into him. But Mark is in LA, so I don't believe that I would ever run into Mark. But I think Mark is a really good guy. But he has the one girl, what, Amanda? Is that her name? I forget her name. But he's always interviewing Amanda. And I love Mark. I follow him a lot. Girl, you're my sister from another mister. We have too many. Yeah, girl. I watch a lot of people that's going through, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to watch anything that's like a fake and facade. I don't want to watch the glitz and glam, man. I want to watch people that's really out here going through stuff. I relate to that. It's so hot there, too. Be homeless in the desert is terrible. Yeah. Who died? Who passed away? I couldn't imagine being in Arizona. And I like the warmer weather. But being in Arizona, it gets up. They said the ground be like a frying pan. It's so hot. I recall she did die. Who? We're not talking about Amanda, the one that's the man, born a man but dressed as a woman. Not her, right? Not the one that's the most popular one that's on there. She's a she was born a man, but she presents herself as a woman. Is that her name, Amanda? She has a really, really bad drug problem, and Mark really, really helps her a lot. What is her name? Is her name Amanda? I don't think her name is Amanda. Lost in Phoenix, he is amazing. I don't think her name is Amanda. I forget her name. I forget who let me see. I don't want to lose my place on this live because I could lose my live by trying to get out of it. But I love Strong White Underbelly. I love Lost in Phoenix. Rebecca, yeah, yeah, yeah. Rebecca didn't pass away. I hope not. I hope Rebecca didn't pass away. But Rebecca, she's wild, okay? Rebecca got some wild stories. But Rebecca is definitely struggling right now. But yeah, her name is Rebecca. Did you guys watch Soft White Underbelly when he was interviewing the family in West Virginia? I don't know who Amanda is, but I'm talking about Rebecca. I don't know who the Amanda girl is. I probably might know her if I see her face because I follow Strong White Underbelly closely. Like I watch a lot of his interviews when he talking about the prostitutes and the addicts, and I like Mark a lot. There was a young girl who died named Amanda. Yeah, I'm talking about Rebecca. Rebecca is just a hot mess. Rebecca was supposed to be going to like rehab, and I think Mark said she went to rehab one day. And see, the thing I think about Mark is sometimes Mark has to just let Amanda, like he has to let Rebecca go. He got to let her go because he's not going to be able to save her. You know what I'm saying? She's just getting what she can get out of Mark, like a phone or maybe him take her to an expensive hotel. Like sometimes I think Mark, come on, you gotta let Rebecca go because you obviously can't help her. You know what I'm saying? Because Rebecca is she's in them streets, okay? And now I think Rebecca knows that she's kind of like a celebrity a little bit because everybody knows her, everybody loves to see her, and and it's not a joke what she got going on. It's not funny. Mark is trying to help her, but she doesn't want the help. So Mark, in my head, he has to let her go. And Mark too. Mark has his channel that he has to keep going. You know what I'm saying? People love Rebecca, so he's going to keep that going too. Not saying that he needs to, because I believe that Mark later he already has money, so I don't think that he's trying to like make more money off a YouTube video. But Mark is already, I think he's wealthy already. Yeah, Rebecca's doing her thing. Yeah, it's sad because Mark is really trying to help her, but she doesn't want the help right now. But yeah, y'all, I've been on YouTube for like almost 20 years. But yes, I'm deep in the YouTube streets, honey. I'm deep in the YouTube streets. I tried watching Soft White Underbelly, but couldn't get into it for some reason. I've been watching Soft White Underbelly for years because I'm into the life where people are coming from the bottom. Like he talk about prostitutes, he had pimps up there. I mean, he has his whole playlist, and I like watching people's stories. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones that end good, like, oh yeah, I got clean, or I got out of the streets, or some of the people passed away. Like it's a lot going on in Mark's channel, but I love the fact that he's spreading awareness. I love when people spread awareness to certain issues in the world that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, awareness needs to be spread on homelessness. Awareness needs to be spread on drug addiction. Like it needs to be spread. Good morning. I put in his hands. Hello, how are you? I mean, I watch Soft White Underbelly, but I also watch a lot of other people. So I'm Gloria. Nice to meet you. Hi, Gloria. How are you? Welcome to my channel. I just talk about homelessness. I live in a homeless shelter right now, so I talk about my experiences inside the shelter and what I go through on the daily. So I just spread awareness to let everybody know what's happening inside these shelters and how the staff are and what's going on. How are you today? I agree in awareness watching the fentanyl stories made me Yeah, I watch the fentanyl stories. I watch all that stuff. The addicts. A lot of Mark Later's stuff about he brings up prostitutes and man, YouTube has become more real than than real life. Like YouTube, I don't even watch TV anymore. I stopped cable a long time ago because cable television is a facade, man. I want to know what's going on out, what people are actually battling with, what they're going through. I want to know some real stuff, some real stories, not no fake. You know, I want to know real stuff. Stay strong. I've been there, sweetheart, and I love that you're. Thank you. I'm definitely staying strong out here. I'm doing good, man. I hug myself and I pat myself on the back because I've come such a long way, and I still go through battles, and there's still things that happen that I don't even share. I just share the homelessness part. I don't talk about everything that's going on in my life because I don't need to. But, I'm just up here telling my story. I was homeless in a shelter in South Carolina. The shelter had chores grid that was required for us to follow if we weren't working. We had a curfew and it was very well. Well, that's nice because the last shelter I was in, it was pretty well run, but they were like a Christian based shelter. So they were ran pretty good. They'll kick you out with no problem because they kicked me out. They were really strict, but the shelter I'm in now, they're not so strict. So everybody's just kind of doing whatever they want. The girls are very loud. Just a lot of stuff going on. And I just try to stay out of it. I try to mind my business. I only really go there to sleep. I don't really go there for just sit around all day and then kick it. I don't do that. What do you think about Mark's girlfriend being found? That was the kind of iffy situation. I don't know about that situation with Mark and that girl. Number one, I think the girl was too young for him. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I'm not saying that he had anything to do with it, but I think Mark later should be with the more mature woman instead of going out finding a girl that's in her 20s. I think she was probably in her early 30s, but I didn't think that that was like an appropriate relationship. But I know that most older men want younger women. And I was shocked that because if he found that girl, I think he'll find another girl like her. He could find another one, no problem. But I think Mark was probably also lonely too. He was a lonely man and he just probably saw her. She was pretty but I didn't think when he was saying that, I don't think that he knew that she was on drugs, but I think he knew that she did have a drug past. So, I don't know. I felt bad for him, but I also was like, come on, Mark, she too damn young. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I know Mark probably was lonely, he just fell for it. And I don't know if the girl was using him. She probably was, because he seemed like he was telling us that he was paying her rent and everything. So I'm like, Mark, you're like one of those guys that you're like what do you call the guys that pay the girls for stuff? I said, Mark, are you a trick? Because you were handling yourself like a trick when you had the girlfriend. You told us you were paying her rent and everything. Of course she's gonna want you in her life. You're financing her life. But he was saying that he didn't know that she was still on drugs, and I don't know. That was kind of iffy for me. When he was saying that he didn't know that the girlfriend that he was sleeping with every night was on drugs. I just found that to be very odd for me. Like, Mark, come on, you had no signs that this girl was on drugs? Some men want to rescue. Oh, yeah, I guess he rescued her. And that's probably what I think Mark does probably have that rescue mentality because he's doing that with Amanda on Soft Bright Underbelly. What's her name? Her name is not Amanda. Is her name Amanda? Yeah, I think Mark wants to save people. And he just ended up getting into a romantic relationship with this woman, and he wanted to save. Shoot, I wish he could come and save me. It goes to show you women really don't want a good man because Mark is a single, nice-looking guy, good heart. I think Mark's a good guy, too. And I think Mark's attractive. I think he's an attractive older guy. He looks like he's in shape. He looks like he takes care of himself and everything like that. But the girl she was a drug user, and she ended up overdosing. So, but I think she probably cared for him, too. But in the beginning, she probably was fascinated by what he had. Like, Mark probably got the nice cars and everything like that. But yeah. But I remember Mark was saying that, like, I'm not financing your lifestyle and stuff. And he ended up getting with a girl that he was financing her lifestyle. But he probably was lonely, too. Like, we all get lonely. It goes to show you how women really want. Shoot, let me find a man like Mark. Man, I'm going to take that to the bank, and not take that to the bank, but I'm going to be so like, oh my God, somebody's helping me I can come out of this situation. Oh my God, come and save me. I would love for someone to save me. If a person is an addict, the addiction will override someone. You're right. You're right. Because I worked in a drug treatment center for a while, and I wasn't, because people ask me, when you work in addiction, they think that everybody that works in these addiction treatment centers, that they're like addicts. I'm like, no, the only thing I did was smoke weed here and there in my time, had a few casual drinks, but I said, no, I was never in addiction. Because when you work in a drug treatment center, people think that you're like, are you in addiction? Are you in recovery? And I said, no, I'm not in recovery. I said, I'm just here because I happened to land the job and I got the job. But a lot of people in addiction, they end up passing away, and it's just sad. If a person is in addiction, they can't over. Yeah, I was with a guy one time. One of my exes, he was a heroin addict, and I didn't know until I found him. He didn't die, but he was tweaking out. He was a nice looking man, you know what I'm saying? Nice looking guy. He would do nice things for me, but he was an addiction, and his addiction overrode me, because sometimes when we were supposed to get together on the weekends to hang out and, spend the weekend together or whatever, he would disappear. And I knew what he was doing, and I would get upset, but then I'm like, I'm fighting his addiction. He's going to want that drug over me. So he would go chase that drug and then come back like, oh yeah, I'm sorry I disappeared for the weekend. I said, yeah, I know what you was doing. But I end up leaving him alone because I'm like, I can't be with somebody like that. No, sorry. Women lose their kids over addictions. The mother's love is powerful, yet drugs can... I know, right? You're right. I see it. I've seen it when I worked in drug treatment centers. The mothers will choose their kids, and the sad part is, too, the mothers will sell their kids for drugs. That's another sad epidemic. He took Rebecca to buy clothes in his Jaguar. All the clothes he bought her are gone. She had no shoes after, yeah, she's a mess. Rebecca's a mess. But, it's good to show it, because this is what happens when you're in a gutter, especially when, like, I seen Rebecca in a gutter, like sitting on the street corner, dirty. It's just really sad. But Marco, get her, clean her up a little bit, get her into a hotel, let her shower and stuff, and she'll end up right back in the gutter again. That's where she wants to be, in the gutter. But it's the addiction talking, because she's addicted to whatever she uses. I don't know what she used. Meth? Is she a meth user? He took Rebecca to buy clothes in his Jaguar. I think Whitney Houston, MJ, Amanda, and all the sports guys, actors. Yeah, it's sad. Drugs is drugs. I'm not sitting there judging them, man. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I remember when I had my back when I had my child. This was years ago. My kids are teenagers now, but I don't talk about my kids. So some things I may say something about a kid, but I remember when I was in the hospital, I had a C-section for my daughter, and of course they gave me Percocets. And I see how it made me feel, and it does make you feel good. So I see how people can get addicted to stuff, to a substance like that. I see. And it's sad because sometimes it can start in the hospital. I think it starts in the hospital, that you can get the addiction from like an injury or something. And then you say, hey, I'm on Percocet. Because I remember when I had my C-section, that's what they gave me. When I had my child and I had the C-section, they gave me Percocet, codeine or whatever. And I'm not going to lie, it made me feel great. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, where's more of this? You know what I'm saying? So you can get addicted through like an injury or something like that. I know what it felt like when I took Percocets, but I never, carried on that lifestyle of, oh, I got to get me some more. Oh, I need more. Because the doctors in the hospital are only going to give you a certain amount. And when I went home, they were like, oh, you can take Tylenol now. Like, they might give you the hard drugs in the hospital, but after that, you're not going to get that hard drug again. But I don't know how long it takes for an addiction to settle into your body. I don't know how that works or whatever, but I don't know how long, you know what I'm saying? Because the doctors will give it to you, but then after that, you're like, oh, I want to feel like this again. It's a lot of people for that channel that has passed away. I know. Back injuries lead to so many addictions. Yep. I had a back injury pretty bad. It wasn't a back injury from like a motorcycle, like an accident or anything, but I had back injury from I believe my back injury came from like stress and probably my posture. And guess what helped me fix that? I started doing yoga. I don't have any back pain no more. I started doing yoga. And I started stretching my body and like trying to understand my body and knowing that I need to move every day. That's why I go to the gym every day. I stretch my body every single day. Some are peak diagnosed with addiction, predisposed to addiction. What does that mean, predisposed? Yeah, a lot of people on Mark Latest channel have passed away. He has a whole playlist of so many people that have died. Yeah, he definitely does. I ain't judging nobody. I got my own addiction. You know what I'm saying? It may be like a social media addiction. It may be this. You know, everybody got something that they probably should put down. Like me, I got a candy problem. I need to stop with the candy, the sugar. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not looking down on addicts. I just wish that they could get themselves together, because when you're in addiction, that addiction ruins your life. You know what I mean? But again, I'm not no better than the next person. So I think this is the longest live stream that I ever done. Like, Native Americans need to stay away from alcohol. Oh, okay. Stress is hard on people. It is hard on people. I have a lot of stress. And stress was starting to hurt my body. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was going through so much. My body was affected by the way I was feeling. And I didn't know how to. But when I started exercising and I started doing yoga, I started stretching my body, that back pain went away. That back pain went away. Because I was telling my doctor, like, listen, I'm having back pain. The only thing they're going to do is give you medication, Tylenol, or take this or take that. You're going to be taking it every day? I said, I don't want to be taking Tylenol or something every day because I got back pain. Let me see if I can stretch this out. And guess what? I don't have back pain no more. You got degenerative disease in your spine, severe from arthritis. But yes, stretches and keep moving makes it hurt less. Cold makes it hurt more. Stretches are big. Yeah, I stretch my body every day. And sometimes it feel like the back pain try to come back in my life. But I notice the back pain is more in my body when I'm mad. When I'm upset and I'm going through something, I feel like I start getting the pain in my neck. I get the pain in the back of my neck. And I know my body is changing because I'm getting older too. So my age has a lot to do with it as well. But I stretch every day. I didn't go to the gym today, but I'm going to go back, tomorrow, or I might go this afternoon. But I stretch my body. Yeah, my muscles be so tight. So I try to stretch them out every single day. But yoga has helped me so much. Like yoga and just meditating while I'm in yoga positions, I have to let my mind go and learn how to breathe and release that energy that's in my body that's making me feel tight. Like, we have energy inside our hands. Like, every part of our body, even your toes, need to be stretched. Your toes need to be stretched. Every part of your body, your fingers, your wrists, your toes. Oh my God, I'd be so tight. So tight because of the stress and stuff that I carry, the things that we carry in our lives. We have to release those things. Yeah, I mean, you can smoke all the weed you want, but you still should be stretching. You still should stretch. No matter how much weed you smoke, you still should stretch. Smoking weed is not going to stretch those limbs out. We have to stretch our limbs out because our bodies will just become contracted in that position. Like, I used to be, like, I told myself when I'm 45 now, but I always said I'm going on a stretching journey where I could open up my hips. Man, I'm on a stretching journey, and it's been a while, and it's a hard journey to be on because I want to be more flexible. Because I know when I'm more flexible, my body is more fluid. Like, I can move better. I could walk better. Everything is just kind of works, right? So I'm like on this stretching journey that I've been on. And, according with the exercise, because I literally exercise every day. I do something every day. Even if I don't go to the gym, I was like, okay, I'm going to go over to the park and I'm going to take a 30-minute walk in the fresh air, breathing in this fresh air. Like, I feel good. That's what helps my life. That's what helps me get through this. And of course, God, like, I go to church and do my thing with Christ and stuff, but you got to stretch your body. You have to move every day because you're going to become contracted and your body's going to you don't want to have a body that's just tight everywhere because that makes you angry. Like, you just be like, oh my God, I suck. Like, I feel like crap. You got to stretch and move. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could start stretching your body. You're going to feel a difference every day. I get stronger every day because I stretch and I actively work on my body. Like, I run into some people, even some people when I was at the other shelter, and some of the guys would say, like, oh my God, I'm old now. I'm like, you're in your 40s. You're not old yet. But you open up some exercise, incorporate exercise and stretching into your life. Put some yoga in there. If you don't even believe in the power of yoga, stretch. Stretching is yoga. Yoga is stretching. It's all really the same thing, but you're going to find that you're going to get stronger. Yes, I don't see nothing wrong with weed. Yoga is very good. Yeah, I love yoga. I have been seeing videos on psychosis and marijuana. Yeah, I really don't watch those kind of videos. God is there, at least part 2. Yeah. I definitely believe in the power of prayer and stuff. I incorporate prayer and God into my life, but when I'm not at church on Sunday, I'm out here in this world and I have to navigate the world. You know what I'm saying? I have to be out here navigating this world. So in order for me to navigate this world and be able to fight, because we're fighting a battle that we can't see. It's an unseen battle that I fight every single day. You know, you have people that come up to you in the flesh and they want to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? They want to destroy you. And I said, I fight in the spirit. You know, I got to fight these people in the spirit, which is through prayer and fasting and all of that stuff. But I'm in a battle every single day. I'm in a battle with people at the shelter. Some people at the shelter, I see them one time and I don't ever see them again. So I'm like, who was this person? I'm proud of you. I will check in with you later. Okay, yeah. 57 years old here. I don't have much, but I want to help you a little. Oh, thank you. Is there anything I can help you with right now? Well, I do have a Cash App if anybody ever wanted to donate to the Cash App. I've never asked for money, but people do ask, how can I help you? How can I assist? I have a Cash App in my description, in the description part of all my videos, and it's in the description part of my About section. So if anybody ever wanted to bless me, you're definitely welcome to that, whatever it is. Somebody last week gave me $1, and I was fine with that. I'm grateful, you know. So people donate to me through Cash App or whatever, and I appreciate it. Yes, stretching is good for the body. I'm 61. I am not old. I am 61. How old would you be if you did not know how old you are? I'll go back to 30s maybe. If I could go in my 30s, I would be fine with 30s. But if I really could, to be honest, I would go back to high school and start that. And I would start my life over, to be honest. Last year, I stopped driving my car and took the bus and rail for 5 months. I felt so alive. Yeah, man. People are finding that this lifestyle, that this life that we live every day with like working, and you have to break free of the work life, because I work in corporate America, and working in corporate America sucks, right? So we have to find outlets for peace. You got to find something that you like to do. Like on your days off, you take the days for yourself. Like I go to the gym sometimes and take a shower and take a nice long hot shower, clean my body off, and I might go get back on my yoga mat. I'm clean, I feel great, paint my nails, do my face. Like it doesn't have to be anything expensive, but you got to take care of yourself. You got to feed into yourself. You got to put back into yourself, because if you don't do that, you're going to lose your mind out here. Got to have balance. I go into the woods like today, maybe I'll have time to go hiking. I got to take care of me, because guess what? Ain't nobody else going to take care of me. I got to take care of myself. I'm responsible for myself. It's so freeing to just, like, I'm a nature girl anyway. I love being in nature. I love seeing the woods, the trees, the beautiful mountains. Like, that stuff right there, oh my God, it makes me so happy. And some people, if you go out into nature, nature will change the way you see life. Because you'll feel like you're alive. You know what I'm saying? So God is good, because people tell me all the time, oh my God, I can't believe you're homeless and you're able to. I have to. I don't have a choice. It's either do or die, man. I don't have a choice. Nobody's going to come and say, hey, let me live your life for you. Let me help you out. Let me take on all your whatever. I got to keep doing this, man. In Jesus' name. And thank God I have I'm a believer in Christ, and I'm not no perfect person, but I believe in Christ. I believe that God sends his angels to help assist me in my healing time, because this is a healing journey for me. And even when I'm not homeless no more, I'm still going to be healing. There's still things in my life that I need to change, and things in my life that I need to do better with. I don't talk about everything on here, but sis, I'm going through a lot, okay? And I'm building a community of people that, most of these people that's on here that be supporting me and sending me kind comments, man, y'all are amazing. Because I don't know where I would be. I used to have suicidal thoughts, you know, in the beginning of all this. Oh, if you just go run your car into a brick wall, you'd be so much better off. Like, oh, you don't have to do it. You know, the enemy will try to get into our minds to try to get us to harm ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I've been through all of that. But somehow, The grace of God keeps me where I'm at. Nothing but the grace of God. Nothing but the grace of God to keep me going. So I don't blame nothing on nobody. Everything that I'm dealing with right now is my own damn fault. But I'm going to go, guys. I appreciate you guys. I will be back on here later. I got to go do some things today. I thank you guys for watching me for about over 2 hours. I wanted to go a little bit longer, but I got to go do some things for myself. It's my last day off, so I have to kind of like, you know, do some running around. I got laundry and stuff that I need to do. I'm so happy I found my key to my car. I had lost my key, and it was my main key, so it wasn't like a spare. Thank God I had a spare key, but literally, my keys were literally in the side of my car seat. Like, if you ever leave something in your car, look down in between the seat and the console, and it'd be right there. And I'm like, damn, it was right there the whole time. But I appreciate you guys for stopping by and listening to me rant and rave about my life in the homeless shelter for almost 2 and something hours. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to have a fantastic day. I'm going to have a positive day filled with just everything positive, honey. We're not looking down on anything. We're going to keep having our head held high in the air, honey, because we're going to be all right. God has got us covered. Every time I try to find my lotion to put on my face, I can't find nothing, child. I live in a gym bag. That's my life. I live in a gym bag. I have everything I need inside my gym tote, and I can't find my lotion now. Like, what the heck? What the heck is going on? But God is good, man. Nothing but the grace of God. Nothing but the grace of God to keep me going every single day. Because guess what, y'all? I'm not out here by myself. I'm not alone. I'm not out here on this journey by myself. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people on this journey. People on the journey, and a lot of people are not talking about it. And they don't have to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's their right if they don't want to talk about their homelessness. But me, I'm going to talk about it because I need to. This is the only way I'm going to heal myself. It's the only way I get and find healing if I talk about it. You know? So I appreciate you guys. And I will talk to y'all soon. You guys all have a great day.